People are leaving the internet. People are leaving the internet and they're leaving it rapidly. They're walking away and returning to physical media and touching grass. Why are so many people leaving the internet and what does it mean for the future? Watch the end of the video to have all these questions answered. Don't forget to follow us over on Rumble. And don't let them tell you that you will own nothing and be happy. Go and check out Angry's Crypto Academy to learn how to buy, sell, and trade crypto while making massive profit. It's linked in the description of the video. And now let's go ahead and jump right in. So people are getting tired of this BS. They are literally walking away from the internet. They're walking away from social media. They are walking away from streaming video services. And I've had a lot of pushback from even some of my subscribers. I'll show you this on the screen. I made a poll and most people agreed with me, but there were some that 13%, the dastardly 13%, those are the echo chamber vets who basically will never repent. So this was a post you guys can see I made 2 days ago, a poll here on YouTube, and it says the internet is no longer fun, it's stressful. The next big trend will be going offline, using offline devices, and touching grass. Do you agree? There were 2.2 thousand votes on this poll, so that's still a significant number of people. 73% voted yes, only 13% disagreed, 8% didn't know, and 6%, which probably are comprised of mostly Gen Xers, didn't care. Of course, the reason why I included the don't care option were predominantly for people who just don't care, so they wouldn't comment they wouldn't go to the comments, but then there were also the Gen Xers who just generally don't care about most things, and that was their option right there. And I figured by putting I don't care there, then people won't go to the comments and put I don't care in the comments. And that works most of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time. But yeah, as you can see, so most people agree that the internet is stressful and the next trend is going offline. Of course, there were some people panicking in the comments, and they were trying to say that, yeah, that's never going to happen. The internet's not going anywhere, blah, 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 blah. Guys, the internet is dying. We can literally see that the internet is dying. And of course, there are going to be many people who try to refute it. They're going to act like it's not. It's absolutely dying. It's becoming extremely centralized. The dead internet theory is absolutely right. And let me see if I can explain it to you. What is the dead internet theory, right? Basically, it's related to like bots, but so the dead internet theory is a conspiracy theory asserting that since around 2016, the internet has consisted primarily of bot activity and automated content manipulated by algorithms, leaving little to no genuine human interaction. While the theory originally gained traction in 2021 via an essay in The Atlantic, it has seen renewed interest due to the rise of generative AI and large language models that can produce convincing text and images. Yeah, guys, I'm telling you right now, it's not fake. It's not fake. Many of you guys don't even realize so often when you're watching videos on YouTube now, you don't even know that the person you're listening to is not even a person. It's generative AI. It's the honest to goodness truth. And many of these channels are extremely successful. I mean, you have channels now that are run. It's not just the voice, it's also the person. You have an entire person that looks like a real person, and you cannot distinguish the difference. You cannot, unless they tell you. It's very hard, becoming increasingly difficult to know that you're not actually looking at a real person and that a real person is not talking to you. There's one like Julia McCoy, like there's a channel I watch, Julia McCoy. It's an AI channel and it's an amazing job. She does an amazing job with this, and more people are doing this right now. The technology is growing rapidly. And when you look at the comment sections, you can just realize that the comments are BS on a lot of these videos now, where they're being manipulated by the algorithm. It could be by the person who owns the channel, or it could be by the algorithm itself to push specific narratives by making it look like everyone agrees with a specific video or like Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out, and the algorithm is making it like you go to the comments and everyone's like, we're so back. This is so awesome. Yet that doesn't reflect how everyone really feels. We know that a lot of people did not like the game, didn't purchase the game. But if you watch the video on YouTube, it gives you, and you look at the comments, like every comment or almost every comment is positive. And it doesn't make any sense. And that's because of suppression. And we're seeing a lot of that right now throughout social media, where it's a combination of bots and algorithms that are controlling the flow of information. Social media is beyond stressful. Let me tell you guys what I've been doing in my own life. I've gone on these massive detoxes. For example, one guys, the last I had, like, Windows was my breaking point. Windows 11 was my breaking point, and it took me on this massive journey. Like, just bear with me a moment, and I just want to tell you about what ended up happening. So many of you guys know that I didn't release much content for most of March. The reason why I didn't release much content for most of March is because I moved over to Fedora Linux. First, I tried Mint, I think, and then I also tried Pop OS. Well, first I tried Fedora, and then I tried Mint, and then I tried Pop OS, and then I went back to Mint. Then I went back to Fedora because I was able to get it working. There was something that I just had to do to get it working, and I personally really enjoy Fedora. It's just that I had some issues. I had a lot of tech issues. I had to fix a lot of things. I had to go into terminal immediately. And I don't even, and I'm still like, I'm, when I say I'm a noob, like I'm at the starting line still when it comes to terminal. But so far I'm pretty, like, it's kind of like, it's I'm not a simp, but it's like how the situation where I always say, like, the manosphere is filled with simps, because they have nowhere else to go. And the situation is kind of like this. It's like I suffered so much with Linux, but I can't leave because I have nowhere else to go. You have a choice. It's either Linux or Mac. All right? It's either Linux or Mac. Those are your choices. And if you want to go to Mac, you have to buy a new expensive Mac. I have a MacBook Pro with the Pro processor. However, it's just not powerful enough so far to do a lot of my video editing anymore because I'm making these 2-hour videos for you, so it takes a lot of time to render. My I have a G16 Strix, which is what someone told me to buy. One of my subscribers told me to buy, and I was like, I didn't want to get it at first, but it was the best decision I made. This thing is an amazing device for content creation. It completely changed. It definitely changed my life. What the hell? Are you guys even hearing me? Holy fuck! Shit! 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 Fuck! I think you guys are hearing me. Yeah, I mean, I think you guys are still here. I think you guys can hear me. I On my end, for some reason, it just, like, it stopped showing the mouse. It stopped showing the audio. Just confirm in the chat if you guys can hear me fine. Just confirm in the chat if you guys can hear me fine. Rich says, you're good. Thanks, bro. Yeah, because I'm, like, in the StreamYard, and, like, it always shows, like, it typically shows the volume going up and down, up and down. Okay, there it is. There it is. I was, like, fucking panicking. I almost had a heart attack. Oh gosh. Almost went ballistic. Oh shit. Yeah. So I lost my trail of thought. Holy fuck. I lost my trail of thought. See that shit? Uh what was I going? What the fuck was I just saying? My panicking just took me out of it. Let's see. Let's track. What was I saying, guys? Tell me in the chat, what was I talking about? What was I talking about just now, guys? I lost my trail of thought. I know I was talking about dead internet. And oh yeah. So, like, me getting away. So yeah, fucking Windows pissed me the fuck off, and it was just enough. I had enough, and I had to go, and I moved over to Linux. And long story short, as a result of moving over to Linux, I had a lot of stress, and I could not produce content for you for most of the month because I was trying different video editing software because I couldn't use Filmora anymore. That's what I typically use, and I tried all of these softwares and they weren't working. And then basically I tried so hard, I really did. And I was able to produce like 1 or 2 videos during that time using my MacBook, but it wasn't enough. It just wasn't there. And also, like, I have an amazing new desktop setup, but that's also running Linux Fedora. So the issues there as well, because I was just pretty much done with Windows. And I was like saying, like, it's like the whole thing where, like, we have, like I say, the manosphere is filled with Sims because they have nowhere else to go. And that's kind of the situation with a lot of us right now. It's basically Linux it's basically Linux or Mac because we have nowhere else to go. Windows is Windows is absolute garbage. It's spyware at this point. It's just nasty. And moving over to Linux, getting fed up with Linux, it was like it basically started this entire journey for me in life. Like, it was like a massive changing point in my life where I was like, okay, I mean, like, there were little things I had done before, like, trying to go natural and stuff. Like, I tried to buy like deodorant that was like that was all natural. It went awful. I actually absolutely hated it. But going to Linux basically put me on this entire path of, you know what? I'm tired of the system. I am tired of the system. Like, Windows was my breaking point. And not only did I move to Linux, but then I said, yeah, I'm tired of like I'm done with the system. I'm done with like the American healthcare system as much as I can be. And I started moving over to I got off like all of these different kinds of, like, no more prescription medication. I started looking at the kinds of foods that I was eating. I started looking at the labels and realizing that this stuff is garbage. I changed my toothpaste. So I went to an all natural toothpaste, and I went to an all natural deodorant, and an all natural lotion, and an all natural body soap. Yeah, I know you're like, what? Yeah, like, I completely went off, and I'm like, well, yeah, you know what? I'm tired of the internet. I'm tired of this crap. I realized, like the thumbnails, like, they were giving me crazy dopamine hits. I realized I was addicted to my phone. I was addicted to YouTube. I realized, like, this is not making me happy. It's making me miserable. And I went on like a path of like getting rid of a lot of this shit. So I got rid of like pretty much all of my social media. I deleted my Facebook. I got off Instagram. I got off X. I deleted my Discord server. I deleted my Discord account. I deleted TikTok because, TikTok is now it's now basically managed by Oracle. And it's basically all of these platforms are just data farms. I used to use Copilot, deleted my chat history in Copilot. I cleaned out all of my information. I cleaned out like pretty much like all my information that Microsoft had, got rid of all of that shit. I said, I'm sick of these subscriptions. I built a NAS. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, fuck this shit. I built a NAS. For those of you that don't know what a NAS is, it basically lets you create your own cloud storage locally. So you can store your movies, you can store games, you can store any kinds of media, videos for a content creator like me. They use hard drives, although I think some can use solid state drives. And what ended up happening was I wanted to do it for a while, but I thought it was going to be too hard. But I ended up buying. I was basically, I was like, I'm done with Android as well. Because if most of you guys don't know that Google is changing their policy on side loading, so it's going to be much more difficult to side load apps. And I was like, fuck this. I'm going to buy a Pixel and move over to Graphene OS. I'm in the progress of doing that. So I picked up a Pixel 10a, and they have the experimental build out right now, but I'm waiting for the experimental build out right now, but I'm waiting for the stable build, and then I'm going to move over to Graphene OS. But I mean, like, even on and like what I did was like, so I got off all social media. Got off all social media, and what else did I do? Got off all social media, like closed accounts, done with this shit. I built my NAS, Ugreen NAS. I mean, it's amazing. I could access it from any device. I'm like, yeah, fuck this. So now I don't need Google Drive. I don't have to pay for Google Drive. I canceled my Microsoft paid storage account. I got rid of pretty much every subscription. I got rid of not every subscription. I got rid of almost all of my streamings. I got rid of Netflix. I got rid of Hulu. I got rid of Disney Plus. All I have is Crunchyroll right now and YouTube Premium. I'm a content creator, so I do need YouTube Premium because I don't do ads. I just don't do ads. And I have Amazon Prime. So, I mean, for the most part, I got rid of pretty much almost all of my subscriptions. I do have some subscriptions for the work that I do, but I've been getting rid of as many of them as I can. I'm still moving towards open source stuff. So, I mean, like, I've really cut out most of my subscriptions at this point. I have really, really cut out on most of my subscriptions at this point. I could definitely cut out, for example, StreamYard. I pay like $40 a month to StreamYard. I know many of you guys are like, what the freak angry? Yeah, so that's almost that's almost $500 a year I'm giving to StreamYard. I could definitely use OBS and and that's what I used to do in the past. But the benefits, StreamYard is also free, and the quality of life. I will tell you something crazy. I should not tell this story, but when I was sick years ago, I pretty much hit rock bottom. My savings were depleted because I was really, really sick. And I went to all of these services that I used to use, and I basically said, like, hey, I'm like really sick right now, and I've been with you guys for years. Can you help me out with like some free service? And they were like, no, 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 no. And StreamYard was like, yeah, here, we'll take care of you, man. And they gave me a massive discount and told me, like, just hit them up every month, and they'll apply a they gave me like a lifetime discount, and then told me they'll give me another discount credit on top of that. This is StreamYard. And I only ended up using it like one time because basically, I was flat broke. I had depleted my savings. I was sick for years. I was really ill. And basically, them giving me that was enough for me to be able to, because I make my videos again. I know you're like, well, I had to rebuild from the very beginning. I had to rebuild from the bottom, because I stopped working. I was dirt sick. I was literally in bed, stuck in bed for years. And I will never forget what StreamYard did for me. That's on Like, that just really goes to show, like, you find out when you're sick, you find out who your friends are, or who actually are the people who are actually decent. I'm not calling them friends, but I will say, yeah. And I still have this lifetime discount even now, which is crazy. But but it's just very interesting. So, like, yeah, I went on this entire path where I was like, I'm done with this. I went on this massive detox. I'm still on it, where I've been like taking a detox. It's basically it's a pill that composed of blackwood, blackwood, black seed, clove, and some other stuff. And basically, this is actually something to detox parasites. And there's a lot of research now. Dr. Berg actually dropped a video recently of Dr. Eric Berg, where he basically titled it something like, and again, I'm not saying that it's actually the cause, but he basically titled it something along the lines of, of parasites. CANCR is caused by parasites, and like that, I got to that before him, before he even put that there. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this detox. So I've been on this detox, been detoxing my body. I've been taking other stuff. I'm learning about herbs now, and I'm moving away. I stopped taking Tylenol. I stopped taking omeprazole. I stopped taking like just pretty much every over-the-counter pill that I can imagine. I'm like getting off. I'm trying to get away from everything. No more like doctor visits. Like, good luck to you guys. Good luck to them. Uh, and like I said, I canceled most of my subscriptions. I mean, I've been on a war path. It's not just that though. Physical media, for example, like I said, like the internet, like the way that I use YouTube now. Like, let me see if I can grab a screenshot. I don't want to. It's not doxing. It's just like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Like, I want to show you guys a screenshot of like how my YouTube actually looks right now. I don't think I'm subscribed to any weirdos on YouTube. I just want to show you my YouTube, how I browse YouTube at the moment. And because it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting the way I'm browsing YouTube right now. Let me see if I can get that on the screen for you guys in a moment. Because like I said, I really went on this path where I'm like, fuck this, I'm done with this bullshit. Come on, screenshots. Come on, screenshots. Okay, so let's go ahead. I put this, it should pop up on the screen momentarily. It should. It didn't, but it should have. Hold on. All right, there we go. So this is how I browse YouTube right now. This is how I'm using YouTube. And you can basically see, like, yeah, these are some of the channels, these are some of the channels that I am subscribed to. And you know, that it shouldn't surprise anyone. For Tonga, Manhood, I am into tech, so Zach's Tech Turf is pretty good. Modern Woman Archives, Terry Joel, you know. But this is how I use YouTube now. And your guys are probably like, what the heck? This is different. Yeah. Because as you'll notice, there are no thumbnails. There are no thumbnails. Also, what you're looking at is, this is not the YouTube homepage. This is not the YouTube homepage. This is not the feed. This is actually my subscription. So many of you guys may not even realize it at this point, that you can actually, you have a home feed and you actually have another subscriptions area where you can actually just view your subscription feed. And these are channels, these are specifically your channels, your subscriptions, like videos from your from the channels you subscribe to. Your home feed is basically, it's more like a discovery thing where it's showing you new videos from all over the place. So I'm done with that shit. I got rid of the home feed because it was just really junk. I got rid of the thumbnails because the thumbnails are giving you constant hits of dopamine and redirecting your attention. So now I just see titles, and it took a little adjusting. My brain at first was like, I was not doing well, but now I love it. And I also unsubscribed from 100. I used an extension, like, I don't know if it's yesterday or the day before. I think it was yesterday. To unsubscribe from hundreds. I had like over 9. I was subscribed to over 900 channels. Over 900 channels. And I was like, I'm never going to be able to do this, but I got this extension. I basically just took my time, and I went through all 900 of these channels. And it was actually a lot easier than I realized, but I had to go through every single channel. I probably unsubscribed from some channels I shouldn't have, but I tried to be as careful as I could. And I got that down to about 200, like under 200 channels. And I know every single channel that I know, for the most part, every channel I kept, for the most part, most of them are channels that I'm familiar with. So there was like few in there. I was like retro something. I was like, I don't remember this one too perfectly well, but I'm not gonna get rid of it. So I reduced a lot of the channels, got rid of a lot of channels that just weren't doing anything for me. And this is how I'm using YouTube right now. No home feed, no thumbnails. I also went in and I used a keyword blocker. So certain topics, like things like happening overseas right now, things related to what's going on in IRA, related to, you guys know what's happening right now overseas with the straight and all that other shit. I have all that blocked. Things were like negative, like things regarded like the RAM crisis and, oh, this crisis, that crisis. I have all of those keywords blocked. I have a ton of keywords blocked. Mainstream media, the news. I don't want to see the news. I have those channels blocked. Fox News, ABC News, all of that shit. Block, 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 block. Tags related to the news. Block, 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 block. I basically have it's all curated. So I've created my own little bubble for myself, right? Where I'm keeping out things that just don't mean anything to me. And even looking at these videos, most of these videos are still junk. Like when I say junk, I'm not hating on the creator, but do I really need to give a shit about PlayStation just hiking the prices? And that's probably one of them. That's probably something like I would like to kind of know, I guess. But aside from that, like 2 ways to build a $1,000 gaming PC. Like, you can use a you can use a you can do an M4 M4. You can do an AMD. You could do a DDR4 build, or you could do a DDR5 build, but you're gonna have to scringe on some of your parts. Those are your choices. Those are your fucking choices. Like, modern women finally understand why men are tired of dating modern. I mean, like, it's like you say it once, you said it once, you said it a million times. Honestly, I could live without all of this. And that's what I've basically started to realize. And it's not just me. A lot of people have been realizing it. A lot of people are moving away. And not only, and now, I mean, I showed you this, but also my phone, I downloaded this thing called Revanced. And Revanced is a very interesting software. It lets you basically change how you interact with YouTube. So even on my phone, I wasn't able to I could remove the thumbnails, but it was ugly. So what I have is like I removed the thumbnails, but I still have now I just have like thumbnails made up from like clips from like a still image from the middle of the video. So I don't get those dopamine hits that I would previously, because these thumbnails are designed to mess with your head. So I've gotten rid of those thumbnails in that way over there. And also I filter out the keywords and everything else. I've done a lot of, if not most of the things that I've done in the desktop, also over on my phone using Revanced. And so now the way I browse the internet, now the way that I interact with technology is very, very different. Even on Substack, I use a program called what is it? It's called uBlock Origin, to get rid of the home feed, so I don't see any of that garbage. I also used it on Rumble so that I don't see the Rumble homepage either because I do have to go over to Rumble, so I'm not being exposed to all of this negativity and all of the social media. I'm tired of social media. And guys, I bought a PlayStation 3, a PlayStation 4. I bought a couple of games for PlayStation 3. I'm trying to build up my bought a couple of games for PlayStation 4. I'm trying to build up my PlayStation 4 physical collection. And then for the PlayStation 3, I'm gonna mod it. And gonna mod the PlayStation 3 and then load a bunch of games onto that. Hopefully I can do it sooner than later, but it's just been like, life has been kind of like rough. But I still have a pretty nice collection of games, PlayStation 2, like retro games right now, so I'm pretty good with that. I built my NOS. My NOS is a 4 terabyte NOS. I have two 4 terabyte SSDs running it, 4 terabyte hard drives in there, and you can run it in this thing called RAID configuration. So it basically protects your data. So it mirrors the data. Each hard drive is mirroring the other hard drive, so your data is secure that way. So even if one hard drive fails, the other hard drive is protecting it as a complete backup of the other one, and you can just swap them out. I picked up a third hard drive recently, and so if anything goes wrong, like I can just grab that, toss that in there, and replace the bad hard drive. And these things these hard drives will last usually around 7 years. I picked them up used, but they're pretty decent. The ones I got are pretty good. No problem so far from what I saw, like no bad sectors. So these may actually last hopefully around 3 to 5 years, which is a lot of time, but I definitely want to pick up some extra ones, like another one or two. This way, I'm pretty much good for the future. I would have preferred 8 terabyte hard drives, but the cost would have been a bit too stupid. And I was trying to save money, and I ended up doing really, really well. This was the best thing. Now I kind of like, yeah, I really wish I could have had 8 terabytes, but everything worked out the way that it needed to. It absolutely did. I have an iPod on the way. And yeah, you said iPod, yeah, guys. I'm like I'm trying to get off the internet as much as I possibly can. I'm getting off the internet as much as I possibly can. I have an iPod on the way because I realize when you go to things like these music apps, they control your ability to listen. They control how you listen to music. They control how you interact with the music. They're pushing garbage on you. Before, back when we had like Google Play and all, and before, and we didn't have these streaming music services, we had to curate our own music, and we basically chose our songs very, very carefully. Now it's not like that anymore. We're basically bombarded with all kinds of shit, and it's like we've surrendered that, but they're actually programming us and telling us what to listen to and what they want us to listen to, and we've given up that power for convenience, right? And it's time to take that power back. A lot of this music is got, like, I realize even the frequency of these music, low vibration music, like, guys, this music is no fucking good. It's really shitty music. It's like modern music is really shitty music. Like, this is a complete detox. Like I said, my life completely changed. And you know what? A lot of people are doing it. I'm going to be showing you some articles regarding it. I know I'm talking a lot about myself, but I'm just like trying to share with you what's going on. So like for music, like I've cut out, like I'm not listening to like a lot of this garbage music anymore. I stopped using YouTube Music because, like, I have YouTube Premium, so I get their music subscription for free. But you know what? It's shit. It really is. So I've got an iPod on the way. I bought some brand new headphones, some really great headphones, wired headphones. bought some really great wired headphones. I did, like they're evidently real comfortable, good reviews. They came. I've got a modded iPod Classic coming in 6th generation, coming very soon. Should get it next week. And it ended up costing like a little over $200. People are actually buying iPods. I know you're like iPod angry. Yeah, they have like up to like 5th, 6th, 7th generation. You can actually change the software on it, and it basically updates it. And the one I got, like they have some like battery issues and hard drive issues. So the one I got, I think they changed out the memory, put in a solid state drive. They put a new flat. They put in and they changed out the battery. So that's a really good deal. So with the hard drive, with the storage taken care of and the battery changed, it's like it's better than new. And I'm gonna like update the software once I get it, install new software on it. And I'm gonna basically and put all of my, get a bunch of music. I'll buy my music. Like you can still buy music off iPhone, off like iTunes. I'm gonna buy a bunch of music. So I'm gonna probably start now, buy a bunch of different albums, from like the 70s and 80s, like good music, warm music, positive music. Like I'm gonna make a real, and none of that garbage rap music shit. None of that garbage rap music shit, bro. Maybe a Christian rapper, and not like, when I say Christian rapper, I don't mean, I mean like, I mean like bubblegum rap, like bubblegum Christian, white Christian. None of that. Do you want to? What was that? Kirk Franklin? Do you want a revolution? Bullshit. None of that bullshit. All right, none of that hardcore shit for some, or from some dude covered up in tattoos. No. Like that's like I draw the line. So maybe I don't even know. Honestly, I like Little Dicky, but I don't even think I want to fuck with Little Dicky anymore. Not like that. Not like that, because he's really not. He's not rapping about anything good. Okay, I mean the most positive shit he rapped about was the '90s and saving money, and that was it. That was really it. Okay. Just because he's not rapping about degeneracy doesn't mean he's rapping about anything good. So okay, I'm just being so real with y'all. I mean, even what's his name? What's that cat's name? Oh my gosh, with Air Force One. I can't remember this motherfucker. But like a lot of these motherfuckers are not rapping about not rapping about anything good. So yeah, I'm not fucking with these dudes. I'm just not. I'm going back to like that smooth music of the 80s, 70s, and 80s. Maybe even some like even some positive, maybe even some decent stuff like like NSYNC from back in the 90s. That's why I like it that way. Tell me why. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Maybe even a little bit, not maybe even a little Britney. Not when I say Britney, I'm not talking about it's Britney, bitch. I'm talking about hit me, baby, one more time. That's the Britney I'm talking about. Okay, that's the Britney I'm talking about. None of this new age Britney doing crazy shit on Insta. No. We're not that Britney. Not the 2000, not the 2010s Britney. We're talking about the late 90s, early 2000s Britney. Okay, Kanye. Same shit. We're talking about college dropout. We're talking about college dropout album Kanye. Okay, that was actually good music. That was good music. Okay, we're talking about that. We're talking about the old Kanye. We're talking about the old Kanye, not the new Kanye. Not the new Kanye. All right, guys. Mr. Blue Sky and all that other shit. Like the entire soundtrack from Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I've got that iPod coming, because right now, guys, the internet it's kaput. It's really kaput. The future is basically decentralized, unless they can take, because they're trying to make the cost of storage really high and unaffordable, but I don't know if they're going to completely succeed. They can try, but there's a lot of used storage out there. And they're trying to limit infrastructure. They're trying to limit delivery with this whole energy crisis thing. And they're talking about things like, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there's been the notion that we're going to have lockdown similar to back in 2020, but this is related to energy. Again, I'm not saying if this is going to happen. And because like they're saying that this energy situation is the worst since 1970s. Again, I don't give a shit. Like I've been kind of prepping for all of this. I have solar electricity panels, granted. I've got a solar panel. I've got Starlink. I picked that shit up in December. I picked it up in November during Black Friday. I've got Starlink. Granted, I have not been able to get it to work, but I'm gonna buy a mount to try to get it, see if I can pull something off with it that way. But it's still there. I also have T-Mobile home internet. So that's a wireless. I have on top of my cable connection. So, that's another internet that I have set up, you know. So I mean I have a couple that's wireless. So I'm basically hedging my bets. I've got a couple power banks, you know. I've uh, I've been like setting up wireless light, not wire. I've been setting up battery powered lights in the rooms that you stick on in different rooms, bathrooms, and so forth, that you just stick on the wall and you can turn them on. So if the power goes out, I'm preparing, stocking up on more water, stocking up on more food. But like, yeah, like I'm basically decentralizing from all of the bullshit. Like I'm going offline. Like not using my phone to listen to music. I'm going to use the iPod. Not, I'm this is what a lot of people are doing, you know, downloading my games, playing my games offline. I have a lot of GOG games, and just moving to back to only digital, moving to digital that I own, and physical media as well. No PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 only. Let me look at some of the comments. Let me go look at some of the comments, because I know you guys are probably like, what the fuck? Angry is just going and going and going. I actually don't feel very well right now. I feel kind of sick, but I decided to like jump on stream. I was like, I have two choices. I can go and order some KFC and eat that and watch something, or I can come and talk shit with you guys. I chose to come and talk shit. I chose to I chose to forego eating KFC, eating fast food, and instead come and hang out with you motherfuckers. Okay? Chose to come and hang out with you fuckers. Let's go look at some of the comments, because I know you guys have been having I know you guys have been like saying, what the fuck's going on? So Has says, the internet has gotten lame over the years. It's absolute trash. It's 100% absolute trash. I don't know why there's only 3 people watching on Rumble. For like this, like 43 on YouTube, 3 on Rumble. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Rumble anymore. Like I used to have so many people on Rumble. Has says, honestly, people ruined it. Internet is not a person or place like people treat it as such. It was a powerful tool. It was not just people who ruined it. You're absolutely right. People ruined it, but it was also destroyed from like corporations and corporate interest. Has says, I still have my physical media via Xbox. A few weeks ago, I was playing Black Ops Zombie Solo. I haven't touched that since I was 13. That's awesome, bro. Thanks for pointing that out. I need to pick that up for PlayStation 4 if I can, actually. I don't know if it's on PS4. I just picked it up on Steam. Just picked it up on Steam. I think you're talking about Call of Duty 3 with the zombie. I just picked it up. Shout out to Rich. I know I'm reading these comments a little late. Puff says, the internet when monetized AI slop. People should leave. I think the future is basically either people completely saying fuck it if this is what we have to deal with, or like turning to decentralized, or creating their own decentralized networks, like home networks, that are then basically accessed through the dark web. Like I think that's where everything's headed, like mesh networks, and specifically some dark web stuff where people hear the dark web and they think danger, but the dark web is basically the part of the internet that cannot be accessed through normal means, through like search engines and through like search engines and normal means. You basically have to use special software to access the dark web. Like for example, Tor lets you access the dark web, but it only lets you access a certain part of the dark web. You're still not accessing most of it. right? The dark web is not as dangerous as people make it out to be. It can be if you don't know what you're doing, but it's not as dangerous as people make it out to be once you understand what the dark web is and how it operates. But I think the future is literally basically people running their own, unless the powers that be try to stop us and really are successful in making sure we own nothing and tell us to be happy, where you will be just too expensive to own hardware at all and too expensive to own storage, and they just completely lock us all out. Otherwise, I think the future is basically where with like things like the Nas evolve and continuing to evolve, and 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 basically people setting up their own home networks and then share and then providing access to others to their networks. Like, oh, I have mine, and then basically something that people don't realize is like you can actually download like entire copy, like the entirety of Wikipedia. Like people download the entirety of different websites and store them offline. There used to be a device would allow you that allows you to have Wikipedia in your pocket, like almost the entirety of Wikipedia in your pocket. You might think that's insane. Like, all of Wikipedia? Yeah, it's not. Evidently, it may not be as much information as you actually think it is. The images are one thing, but the actual information contained in Wikipedia is another thing. It's really just a lot of text. So there are people who actually have entire versions of Wikipedia, for example, stored offline, entire databases, and it's not as insane as it sounds. And I think that's really where it's headed, where people are going to have various copies of, let's say, Wikipedia stored on the local devices, and like kind of like how blockchain works. It'll like validate the information in these copies, and that's kind of how the internet is going. That's how the new internet, or the dark net the dark net is going to work. Like I think that's probably what that might very well be what the new internet is going to be called, because I think a new internet is coming. I think darknet. I think the dark net is coming, where it's going to be much more difficult for them to control it. It's not, because like the main internet is now digital ID and online safety, but all of it's making the internet a lot less safe. No, you can no longer be anonymous. Everything you do, it's gone complete corporate. So what happens? People basically flee. And of course, there are going to be those who stick around, but a lot of people are sick of it. A lot of people are exhausted from using the internet. There's actually a great video that I came across. What was her name? Oh, geez. I came across a really great video from a content creator, and let me see if I can find it. But
Going on over 2 years.
yeah, so it's Jillian Laird. That's the feature creator, and she basically talks that she provides a perfect example of what happens when you leave the internet. Guys, the internet, it's toxic. And like that, so I'm putting degrees of separation between myself and the internet. I'm changing as you can see, my relationship with it, how I interact with it, using it for business, using it for guys, even like, for example, like I realized, like, oh my gosh, I'm being bombarded with marketing. I'm being bombarded with marketing, and I realized how bad that is. So I've like gone and like disabled notifications like in all of these apps to stop them from sending me constant notifications, marketing to me on my phone. I've gone through my email service. I've gone through my emails, like all of my different email accounts, and I basically, turned off, like unsubscribed from all of these different websites that have been sent are constantly sending me shit. Blocked ones that I couldn't unsubscribe from, like spam. I mean, like I went on a rampage. Even like my doctor's office, like, oh, they said they send marketing too. Unsubscribed, like unsubscribed from all of that shit. So now it's like one or two little things come in, and I just unsubscribe from those as well. But it was pretty effective what I did. So, like, because like I realize it's just marketing. They're constantly just trying to market to us everywhere we go, and like I'm purging all of that marketing. I don't want to see any more fucking ads anywhere. I don't give a shit about what you're selling. I don't want to hear about it. And it's been highly effective for me. But let me let's watch a little of this video and then we'll look at some more comments.
I am now going on.
And her channel will be linked in the description of the video, so you can go check her out and support her.
I am now going on over 2 years of no social media, and my life looks drastically different than it did when I used to have it. This is what my life looked like before. We had an anxious morning. Story of my life. Jack! Cutting his hair. Really anxious and sad. I definitely think I need to spend less time on my phone. And this is what my life looks like now.
Emo rock concert.
Hi, if you're new to my channel, my name is Jillian. I'm 22 years old and I love all things books, Taylor Swift, music, literature. I'm repeating myself, but that's me. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be telling you guys all about my journey, I guess, with social media, what my life used to look like before when I had it, and what it looks like now that I don't, going on 2 years, over 2 years. It's nice to meet you. Let's shake hands. I first got social media when I was probably 11 or 12 years old. I was in 5th grade and I first got Instagram and my handle was @AJillianBucks. But that's just to show how long I've been on social media, like a decade of my life. And I've only lived 2 decades on this planet in a whole, like in general. I guess I want to preface by saying that because there is a lot to unpack. You don't go from 10 years of living your life one way and then all of a sudden be different because you remove that thing from your life. I chose to delete social media at the end of 2021 because that was probably one of the most difficult years of my life. A lot happened and I wanted to go into 2022 with a clean slate. I wanted to heal and grow, and I didn't want anyone to voyeur into that process. And so my plan was to take all of 2022, all 12 months, all 365 days to grow and learn and heal, as I've already said. And I planned to get it all back, Instagram, TikTok, all of it, in 2023. And now I will say I did keep things like Spotify. Is that even social media? I don't think so. But Pinterest as well. And to this day, 2 years later, I still only have Spotify and Pinterest because a girl like me needs her Spotify and Pinterest. But what changed? Why didn't I get social media back? As the year kind of progressed, I would still be thinking, I can't wait to get this back and post this video and this picture and show these people how cool my life is. But then all of a sudden, it's New Year's Eve of 2022, and I'm sitting there thinking, wait a minute, I don't want this back actually. I don't think I'm ready, and I don't know if I'll ever be ready because despite not accomplishing my goal of being this brand new, changed it girl person, I did learn a lot of other things, and I realized that I wanted to keep learning and to keep growing, and there was a lot that still needed to change and a lot that still needed to happen.
Here's what's really interesting. So we're basically controlled using fear, and and social media is controlling us, and we're constantly being bombarded with information and controlled by algorithms. But here's the crazy thing. If you're not on social media, then suddenly you're mentally stepping outside of the matrix. You're stepping back into the real world because you're no longer being bombarded with all of these things. Your thoughts are no longer being shaped. You're free. I mean, if you go outside and someone says something, an officer says, "Don't you know what's going on?" "Oh, no, sir, I don't know what's going on." Haven't you been on social media?" "No, sir, I don't have social media." You know, it completely, guys, we are basically becoming mind prisoners. Our minds are becoming our prisons. and those minds are being controlled. It's being shaped by algorithms, by social media. What we see, and what we hear on social media and on the internet, it changes how we speak and how we interact with the rest of the world. And we begin to basically like, the internet is not a real place. Someone said this once, and they are so fucking right. A lot of y'all are gonna fight me on this. You're gonna say that it's not true. The internet is not a real place. Okay? It is real in the sense that it is a collection of data and transmissions and protocols, but it is not a real place. You turn the power off and that shit is gone. Okay? It's not a real fucking place. It doesn't really fucking exist. Okay? If you have like an EMP hit, boom, all of that shit's all the power goes out. The internet is gone. It's not a real fucking place, and now you're plunged into reality. What will most of you do? Who can't let go of the internet? Gen X will be fine. Gen X knows how to read maps in the Dewey Decimal System. They can walk into. I can't believe I still struggle with the Dewey Decimal System, which is bullshit. I know, and it's like the Dewey Decimal System is your friend. We had Schoolhouse Rock when I was growing up. Okay, Gen X is so fucked up. Like I'm a baby Xer. I'm a Zennial, but it really irritates the living fuck out of me. That's and I've it's like even read up on the Dewey Decimal System again to like trying to remember how to use it. But if you don't use it, you lose it. Because I do research. I'm like, okay, this is how you use the system, but there's no library, so I'm not actively using it, so I don't actually need it. So even though I know how to use it, I just keep forgetting because no one goes to a library anymore. There's no need for it. But the fact is, it's a good skill to have, you know. But yeah, Gen X will just be fine. Gen X can read maps. Gen X can survive very casually in a world without social media, without working, without phones, without any of that shit. Flip phones. They're really comfortable. The only fucking drawback is the fact that we don't have payphones anymore. I think that was one of the big problems with society, is the fact was when we removed payphones. Payphones, and they probably did that deliberately. However, that destroys our ability to communicate. It really does. And it forces everyone to have a cell phone. But payphones were great. But Gen X would be just fine in a world without this shit. And that's basically where things are going. Like, I'm excited to have my iPod on the way. I was like, and I was like, oh, I could have bought a cheaper one. I was like, there's a guy on YouTube that says, buy it nice or buy it twice. And it's so fucking true. So hopefully I bought it nice, and like the reviews were good. So I'll be good. And like, I'll be, go listen to my iPod and really just enjoy the fuck out of that.
Happen in order to get there. So on New Year's Day of 2023, I completely deactivated my accounts. I think my TikTok is still there, but I don't use it. But Instagram is fully deleted. It's all gone. In order to get the big picture, I think that it's really important to know and understand what I was like when I had social media.
Something I forgot to mention also is YouTube shorts. Like, shorts are absolutely horrible. They destroy your attention span. You can't focus on anything. Shorts are destroying us as people. I got rid of YouTube shorts. That was one of the first things I did, was get rid of YouTube shorts. I never liked them from the get-go. I don't like them now, and I didn't like them on TikTok. I've gotten rid of shorts. And that has helped my mental health so much. Because not being addicted to seeing these concepts, like endless infinite scrolling. Fuck that shit. I'm out of the shorts loop. There's basically two channels that I like to follow. Like, there's like two short channels that I do like. There's one guy named Erton. He makes he basically makes food related content, and I figured out how to basically just bookmark his channel and another channel that I like. This is a dancing channel. Those are like the only two channels where their shorts, I'll actually watch their short videos, and I don't doom scroll. I basically just watch the latest video that they put out, and then I leave. So it's a completely different experience. I'm not doom scrolling. I'm not getting stuck in anyone's feed. And that's basically it. So I've gotten rid of YouTube shorts. I've gotten rid of all shorts. Like I said, I have no more social media. I have zero social media at this point, except for YouTube. You know, it does count, and I've completely changed the way that I interact with it. Even like pages, like for example, let me see if I can find one for you guys. Like, let me see if I can take a screenshot of this. Shit. Fuck. Let me do this. Fuck. What the fuck? I'm trying to like make the page smaller and it didn't do what I wanted it to do. Let's hit reset. Okay. Let me do this. There we go. So I'm just going to take a screenshot of this page for you guys because I want you to see how I'm using YouTube right now. Not just the home page, but also not just the home page, but also video pages. Let me see here. I love Linux. I really do love Linux. So if you guys can see, this is what like my web, this is how YouTube looks for me right now. I have no comments, so there are literally no comments are disabled. There are no comments on the videos. There's only the video. There's no related videos. Look at this. This is how I'm using YouTube right now. I could have even removed I think the title and not me. I don't know about the title, but I could have removed the title too. I could have removed the subscribe tab, all of that other shit. This is how I use YouTube now. All right, I just see the video, I see the title, and I see like the like, and I did restore the dislike button. Yeah, I did use an extension to restore the dislike button. But this is how I use YouTube. And this is just one of the videos that I was looking at. And, this is it. This is how my YouTube looks like when I watch a video. There are no related videos. I'm not seeing a bunch of other recommended videos. I'm not seeing any banners or anything. Again, I do have YouTube Premium. It says it at the top. So I wouldn't see ads in the first place. I'm not seeing like I think I did something also that helped to remove. I don't know if it removed like sponsors or something, or removed like end cards, like that tell you to go from one video to the next. So like the end cards, I think I got rid of that too. Yeah, like I really am not playing games. I am really not playing games. Like I even went and I messed around and I changed how my Echo works. So for example, I'm not getting certain notifications anymore, like in different apps, not sending me notifications. Guys, I even like they were like, I even canceled some credit cards. Like I felt like, fuck these credit cards. I don't need these two specific cards. I wanted to get rid of them for a long time. Got rid of those fucking cards. But yeah, like this is like I am literally not playing games. Let me see here. Just gotta let me see. So yeah, I'm looking at my iPod. Hi, Angry. Keep track of your order. This is for my iPod. Yeah, let's check the status on it. I ordered it earlier today, I think it was. Yeah, so it's actually, I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed because I thought it's going to come a little later than I thought. I was hoping I was going to have it by next Monday, but it's telling me that it's going to take about a week for it to arrive, which is not terrible. Absolutely not terrible. I don't know why they're taking this long. I mean, I guess it's technically the weekend now, so if they ship it on Monday, then I would probably have it. Then I'll have it. But yeah, I mean, a week is not bad. A little bit of delayed gratification, but I'm just trying to get my shit in order. Right?
And I'm not saying that everyone who has social media has these ailments, but this is just the type of person I was when I had social media. I was very attention seeking, and not in a way that's like, everybody look at me. It was more of, let me overshare and tell you things that you don't need to know. Let me throw it at you so that I can get the equivalent of likes in real life. Like, so that
You know, like one thing some Gen Xers have pointed out, and it was really jarring. They've said that like that I care too much what people think. Like they've literally said like you're seeing, like, for example, asking opinions, and I like polls. Polls are great, but they've said like, you care way too much what people think. Do you really care way too much what people think? All right, seeking approval from others, that people you don't even fucking know. They're on YouTube, and I realized like even the comments having to deal and interact, and like you go to a person's video and you leave a comment on their video, and then you're like, oh, did they like my did the content creator like my video? Oh, well, they liked everyone else's video and gave it a heart, but they didn't like mine. Like, what the fuck is that? But you start to realize these things. Oh, and this is how you're being controlled, and it's so different now. Like, I don't give a shit anymore. I'm not leaving comments anymore in anyone's videos. I'm not seeing if they like my comment because I'm not leaving comments. It's crazy. Even on my own videos, like I do interact with you guys in the comment section for my videos still, because I'm forced to, for engagement reasons, although I'm not as deeply engaged anymore, but I am still engaged. I'm still reading all of you. I'm still reading your comments. YouTube has changed the way that it shows comments. So it basically shows me the comments that it wants me to see in my creator studio. But I do still see the comments there, and I'm still able to read comments directly in the comments section for polls and stuff in community posts. So it didn't take those comments away. But in terms of like comments on general videos, like general videos, even my videos, if I'm viewing them on YouTube, I don't see them there. It's either through YouTube Studio or the post, right, in the community section of my channel. But just looking at like normal YouTube videos on YouTube, I don't see comments anymore. I don't see comments. I don't see any of that shit. I don't see related shit. I'm done with that. And it's, guys, like, you don't, like, it changes your relationship with social media when you don't give a fuck anymore. You're not there. You're not there. I don't care if someone likes my video. I don't care if someone likes my comment, or I don't care if someone responds, or why the fuck am I even talking to people that I don't know or don't really like? Like, why am I doing this? So like, it's so much better for my mental health. It feels just so much better not watching shorts, not looking at these constant thumbnails bombarding me. It's like a newspaper now. I read the title. If I like the title, I watch a video. If I don't like the title, fuck that.
I can get everyone and anyone to like me and to want to be my friend, and that's just not realistic. Not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone's going to want to be your friend, or not everyone's going to fall in love with you, even though that's ridiculous, because look at me. Cut that out. Yeah, not everyone's going to like you, so you don't need to waste and expel all of your energy and give out so many different pieces of yourself in hopes of one of them sticking. Along the lines of oversharing, I was an open book, and I'm not even saying that that is a bad thing, because that can be a good thing in so many ways. It's freeing in a way. But when you are sharing things about yourself with people who don't care about you, that's a different thing. But it's one thing to be an open book with people you trust and who are close to you. And I think all of these are connected. In oversharing and being an open book, I was searching for validation. You want that validation that you're right, or that this person's wrong, or that you look pretty today. And I think that that really can destroy any sense of intuition and self-trust and self-reliance that you need. Those are things that you need. And I'm not saying that you can't trust other people and that you should only trust yourself, because that is just as toxic. But you still need that trust, that inner knowing, because at the end of the day, you're the only one that has your back. I was deeply insecure when I had social media, and I'm not going to completely blame this on social media, because like I said, I had social media from the time I was like 11 or 12 to the time I was 20, 21. That's 10 years of life, and they're the most pivotal years. They're the most insecure years probably of anyone's life ever. So I don't think social media can be completely blamed for that, but I do think it plays a...
It definitely, guys, like, look how stupid it is. Like, oh my gosh, look at me dancing on social media like a fucking moron. It's so true. Like, the moment you step back and you leave this shithole behind, you're like, you realize just how stupid you often look or sound trying to, seek validation from people who don't even give a shit about you. Let me glance at some of the more... Infinite validation has led to hoeflation. Old Fox said infinite validation has led to hoeflation. Ninja says, I've never had a credit card. God bless you, bro. God bless you. Thomas says, make CB radio great again. Oh, and by the way, put the lime in the coconut. Thomas Weezer dropped a super chat a little while ago. It said, thanks for the super. It says, put the lime in the coconut. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream, you want to help support my content, you can also buy me a coffee. The link is pinned. It's pinned in the script. It's pinned in the chat. You can go, and it's also linked in the description of the video. Just head over to buy me a coffee and buy me a coffee if you want to support the content. It's linked in the description of the video, and it's also pinned in the chat on YouTube. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Rumble. There's like 51 of you guys watching right now, but it's like 47 on... It's like 40 something on... It's like 40 something on YouTube and like 5 or 6 on Rumble. Like, I really got fucked on Rumble. But it might also have to do with the settings, because I think I disabled raids. Got to figure out how to fix that shit. That might be the main... It might actually be my own fault too, because of the way that I changed the settings on Rumble. Let me see here. Let's see here. Let's read some more of this shit. Yeah, Has says Windows sounds like a nightmare. It's a shithole. Stay away from Windows. Let me see here. Yeah, there's this whole ID verification thing happening with Linux right now, where there's a bill that was passed over in California that requires age verification, but it's really setting the infrastructure for ID verification, OS level ID verification. And yeah, it goes into effect next year. It's stupid to comply with it, but like, there's some Linux makers who are like, we're going to comply. Others who are like, we're not going to comply. It's absolutely horrible. I use Linux Fedora, and they've actually just updated like system something or the other. Basically, it adds like a slot for age verification in the system. It doesn't do anything yet. It's just like a placeholder, but it's total bullshit. So, and the problem is, for me, Linux Fedora is the only Linux that really works on my laptop. Although evidently Bazite is another great option, so I may try out Bazite. And I can actually I can actually like point my home folder and other shit to Bazite, so I can basically save all of my shit instead of having to completely change everything, because it's Bazite is evidently Fedora based. Random Persona says YouTube is AI slop with fake as fuck comments. I remember when I was a kid, it's all like the comments are all garbage. It's bullshit. They're manipulating us. They're literally manipulating us. Yeah, Rich says, I wondered for years. I remember wondering for years what happened to you. Sorry to hear you were sick. Glad you're still around, man. Yeah, I was literally on my DEATH bed. It was nightmare. But yep. I'm taking so much care of my health right now. Let me see here. Hebrew says, good for you. Wait till you get into the food people eat without thinking about it, if you haven't already. Yeah. Like, guys, even like Robert mentions fake news. Like, guys, that's another thing. Like, all of it's garbage. It's all garbage. Like, they're repeating the same exact points. Gotta stay away from that garbage. Gotta stay away from it. L3 says, what extensions did you use to get rid of the thumbnails and the YouTube shorts? I'm actually going to be publishing on this over on Men Walking Away. We actually have like a website for you guys, Men Walking Away, where you'll be able to check that out. But yeah, I'll tell you some of the thumbnails I use. So for example, to get rid of YouTube thumbnails, and I know you asked this question quite a while ago, and I was like, not, and I was like, just not there. Let me see here. I'm gonna look right now. So there's a extension called Hide YouTube Thumbnails. That's literally the name of it. You could check for it in the Chrome store. It's called Hide YouTube Thumbnails. That's how I got rid of that. That's how I got rid of the thumbnails. And there's a bunch of other things that you can use that help to get rid of. I'm using a lot of different ones. One of the best ones is actually called YT Block, and that helps block any content from YouTube, so you can block videos, comments, channels, and much more. So that's a very, very important one for me. And then I also use uBlock Origin to get rid of things that other things cannot remove. And I use PocketTube to help get rid of subscriptions that I don't want. Help me it's a subscription management service. And then there's a couple of other extensions in there as well. But yeah, that's basically how I'm rolling right now. That's how I'm rolling.
Part, you know, when you grow up watching YouTube and all these influencers doing all these things, looking a certain way, having a certain amount of money, doing things at your age that isn't normal, it becomes normal because everyone on the internet is doing that. And when you're that age, when you're so young, I think it's easy to forget the internet is not the majority of the world. The internet is like this big. And most of the people you're seeing on it, it's like the same thing as when you go to a bookstore and somehow, some way, everyone on the shelf is a New York Times bestseller. That's only because they're in the store to begin with. You don't see all the other books that are published and out there that are not New York Times bestsellers because the bookstores aren't selling them. But they exist. Not every book is a New York Times bestseller. So it's the same thing as online. You're only seeing what the algorithm is pushing to you, and the majority of that are people with big followers who have then gained big bank accounts. Like, they can travel and do all this stuff, and they're 22 years old. I'm 22 years old. I'm in college. I live with my parents. That's normal. And I just think it's easy to forget that, and I think that the internet can easily breed insecurity. It has made me feel like I'm moving too slow. Like my life.
Yeah. See, I don't know her as a person. But you know, I thought to myself, maybe I could go check out her Instagram, and then I hit me, oh yeah, she doesn't have one. Like she said, she does. Like, guys, this is what happens when you get off the internet. She's 22 years old. She's living with her parents. That's normal. Okay? All of these girlies on the internet is like, you need to move out of your parents' house. You need to be Miss Independent, and you don't deal with men that live with their parents. Like, these people are not living in reality. Most women right now that are posting these videos on the internet that are talking poorly about men, and guys, they are trapped. They are literally trapped. Okay? And social media is only making things worse. She seems normal. She seems healthy. She seems happy. Okay? And her perspective on life is a lot better. She's living with her parents. She's thriving with her parents, from what I can tell. That's where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be with your parents in your 20s. Unless you're like, the baby boomers are a sorry sack of people, kicking their kids out when they were 18 or younger. They were not good people. The baby boomers really, really loved kitty. Like, the boomer guys loved. I always say a hole is a hole boomers. They were not good people. You know, they're known as the sex, drug, and rock and roll generation for a reason. Okay. Many of us, our parents did not love us, and there's a thing called being a backshot baby. Many of us were backshot babies. You wonder why your father didn't love you? Because you were never intended. Okay, you were basically a hit. You were nothing more than a hit for him, and you know, accidents happened. Guys, I know, like, literally, I'm an accident baby. Like these people like tried to project like they were superior and everything else. They were all full of shit. They were all full of shit. It was all lies. Everything is built upon lies. We've been lied to from so early. A lot of millennials are now idolizing Gen Z because then Gen Z doesn't take bullshit. The reality is that millennials, many of them are trapped. They're absolutely trapped. Like Gen Zers, a lot of Gen Zers are walking away from the internet. A lot of Gen Zers see the bullshit, and they're actually fleeing a lot faster than we are. Than a lot of us are fleeing because they saw it. Like, check this out. Like, this is an article, and why physical media like DVDs and VHS tapes seem to be making a comeback. And I actually wanted to read some of this to you guys. This actually came out this is a recent article from 2026. This comes from /Gear. The youth yearned for the past, or at least for the physical items it produced. Evident in online trends on TikTok and other of-the-moment platforms is a demand for old-school media, from DVDs and CDs to VHS tapes and cassettes, awash as we are in the digital world, full of its buzzing notifications and endless data harvesting. It's easy to see why someone who grew up without any memory of life before the internet was pocket-sized would see the media of the generation prior as a signifier of simplicity. But it is the move toward physical media simply another fad, like Stanley mugs or lab bubus. I don't even know. I can't pronounce that. Or is it a sign of where culture is headed? It's impossible to gauge how widespread this trend actually is. It's massive, although there's plenty of circumstantial evidence. Videos about physical media consistently get high engagement on social media, and news pieces continue to cover the phenomenon. Even so, major streaming services don't seem to be going anywhere. Looking across the information available, it's clear that physical media represents a simplicity and sense of control that feels increasingly distant, at least for a select few. From escaping the endless pressure cooker of social media and digital surveillance to restoring a sense of personal ownership, here's why physical media seems to be making a comeback. For many, physical media represents a break from digital noise. For some, physical media is a fashion trend, returning alongside other post-Y2K totems like low-rise jeans. But another early 2000s trend has reared its head: mass surveillance. In the immediate wake of events of 9/11, the Patriot Act greatly expanded the government's ability to carry out domestic surveillance. It is not hard to draw a straight line to the present day, where we are all too painfully aware that our private data is all over the internet. Simply watching a movie on Netflix helps to build a profile of your personality that will be used to target you with ads. That's barely skimming the surface. In that light, and what AI is doing, it's also building a digital persona of us. I realize what's happening. It's creating a digital identity of us so that they can basically perceive what we're going to do before we actually do it. Minority Report style. That's what's happening, guys. In that light, physical media is a beacon of freedom. Cassette tapes won't send data about your music taste when you play them. The business model of big data has led to a digital life that has begun to feel exhausting for some, as reported by CNBC. Many of the young people adopting physical media are acutely aware that their every move online is monetized and sold back to them. You are the product. People interviewed spoke about the toll those pressures have taken on their mental health, a sense of always being advertised to and overloaded with information. In this environment, offline experiences become something of an oasis. Guys, I really miss Redbox now. Remember how you can go to Redbox and you can pick up movies from a Redbox? Now I'm beginning to miss Redbox. You can go and get DVDs. This is damn. Now I realize how awesome Redbox was. Need a break from the ads? An iPod or even an old CD player lets you listen in peace, and it's more affordable alternative. It's a more affordable alternative to Spotify Premium. Guys, think about this carefully. You basically go buy a bunch of music for $100. We only have a limited amount of attention. And going through constant different songs, and we're only going to listen to the same exact songs. We go buy our music, curate our music ourselves. We spend $100, let's say. All right, let's say we don't download anything illegally. We buy all of our music legit. All right, there's a lot of great music that's dirt cheap, like albums that are dirt cheap, especially some of the older ones, I think so. So we spend $100, buy our music, load it onto our iPod, right? And we just basically go, and then we just basically go through these songs, and we basically discover other music, through maybe, let's say, sites that focus on music or whatever. But we're no longer allowing them to control what we listen to. We control the structure. We listen to entire albums. Albums used to tell stories. There was a reason. Like, you used to listen to albums and you would understand why certain songs were there. Like, there was a certain structure to an album, right? We don't get that anymore because we're just listening to singles. But now, when you go back, you're listening to these albums. You're listening to the stories that are being told through the different songs, the structure of it. It's such a complete change. And now you do something like this, and guess what? You don't have to pay $15 a month for Spotify anymore. I forget what, I think it's like 10, 15 bucks. You don't have to pay that for Spotify anymore. Okay? Like, how much let me check this shit out. How much does Spotify cost? How much does shit. As of early 2026, Spotify Premium in the United States costs $12.99 per month for an individual plan, $18.99 a month for a dual plan, and $21.99 for a family plan. Do you see how insane, guys? They have us by the fucking balls. They really, really do. No wonder they don't want us to have physical media anymore. All right. So that's basically $12.99 multiplied by 12. That's $155.88 a year. So you're basically spending $156 a year for Spotify. $156 a year. Now, guys, check this out. How much is it over the course of 2 years? Right? Multiply this. Let's multiply that by 2 years. That's $311. Okay? Let's multiply it by 3 years. That's $467. Let's multiply it by 4 years. That's $623. You spent $623 in 4 years on Spotify to listen to a handful of fucking songs for music that you don't own and you will never own. Do you not see how bad that math is? It's absolutely fucking terrible. Let's look at Netflix. If you want Netflix right now, the 4K version, right? Or else you're gonna have to settle for 1080p. Okay. I thought it was $24. It's actually premium, which 4K and Ultra HD, which is the one that most people want. It's $19.99 for 1080p. It's all right. If you go with the $20 plan, that's still $240 a year. Okay, but if you're an idiot like me and you actually want the best version, 4K, you want detail, and of course that's what most people want, right? At $27 over the course of 12 months, that's $324. $324. So just imagine this. You spent $324 on Netflix. And if you don't spend 300, they have an ad version, which is $9, right? You go with the ad version, that's $9. That works out to $108 per year. And of course, there's going to be like taxes. So like, I think there's taxes on it. So I think it's more like 110, somewhere in that range, maybe a little more, a little less. You're spending around $110 a year for the version with the ads, and you're watching a bunch of ads that are also messing with your thinking, fucking with your head. And even with that version, all right, you have Netflix. Let's say you're paying that over the course of 4 years. That's $432 just for the $9 fucking plan. $432 over the course of 4 years just for the $9 plan with ads. Like, we weren't even paying that shit. Like, imagine when we had free TV. Come on, y'all. Okay? If you go with the $20 plan, which is $240, which works out to $240 a year, multiply that over the course of 4 years, that's $960. Most people are going to go with the $19 plan minimum. 4 years, you're giving them $1,000. $1,000, you don't own shit. You don't own media. You cannot go back and enjoy any of that ever again. And only to watch and how much of the shit are you actually watching? Next to nothing. If there's something you really want to watch, like One Piece or something, you need to make up your mind. Like, for example, I wanted to watch One Piece, and then I went on there and so I subscribed again because I constantly unsubscribed. I went on there, that shit was woke as fuck. And I was like, I don't know if I can, and I unsubscribed. And I'm unsubscribed from Hulu. Like, I'm not staying subscribed to these fucking services. I'm just not. I pay like $10 a month for Crunchyroll, somewhere around there. And I'm giving Crunchyroll basically $120 a year, in that range. But I get a lot of value from Crunchyroll. Granted, I would prefer to own my content. And I need to begin building up an anime collection again. Absolutely need to build up a collection. But with Crunchyroll, I give them like $120 a year. But the benefit for me, I heard they're raising their prices substantially. But the benefit for me is that at least I'm getting my money's worth with Crunchyroll, because that's my television. Like, it's basically between YouTube and Crunchyroll, and I'm cutting back on YouTube immensely. Like, my goal is to basically completely walk away from YouTube for the most part. I don't need to watch all of these. The only reason why I'm coming to YouTube really right now is to make content for you guys, because this is my job. But I'm moving towards a reality, God help me, where soon I won't even be watching almost any YouTube outside of having to make content for you guys. Literally, that's it. I won't be going to YouTube for news. I won't be going to you because that's how I get all of my news right now, is from YouTube. 99.9% of my news, because I don't have any social media and I don't watch television. I don't watch television. I haven't watched it in years. I don't watch television. I don't watch network TV. I don't have cable. None of that shit. All right? I don't have social media anymore, and I'm not watching news on YouTube. So unless someone mentions something, I wouldn't even know what's happening overseas right now if like tech channels weren't complaining about like oil prices and like not and shipment delays. I wouldn't even fucking know about that shit. All right? Unless it wasn't making its way into like tech content and video game, and like these creators were basically mentioning it and complaining about it. Otherwise I would not give a fuck, and I really don't give a fuck. Really don't give a fuck either way. Because it's like this shit is garbage. This shit is 100% garbage. Guys, I need to take a quick piss. Uncle Angry needs to go and take a quick pee, all right? He needs to take a tinkle. So I will be back. Uncle Angry will be back in a few moments. All right? Be right back in a few moments. And while I go pee, you can go pee or whatever. I don't give a shit. I feel so ill. I feel fucking nasty. But decided to come and hang out with you guys anyway. I'll be back in just a little bit. I'm going to go pee. Y'all enjoying that groovy music? It's groovy, isn't it? Yeah. So, I mean, guys, this stuff is like, it's literal brain rot. The internet is literal fucking brain rot. It is literal fucking brain rot. Like, you know, my NOS, I look at my NOS and it's just, it doesn't feel real to me. Like, I feel like, oh my gosh, you know, like, guys, I have my NOS and it's I have two 4 terabyte hard drives in there. And I've got all my data on there, and guys, I can access my data. I'm back, like, I'm literally even, like, for example, on my NOS, everything from Google, like everything from Google Drive is backed up on my NOS, and I was able to, like, literally link to my Google Drive and pull everything from my Google Drive. And if I upload anything from my Google Drive, it's automatically synced to my NOS and backed up. And there are no fees for this. This is all just remote. This is just all protocols. It's all protocols. It's amazing. I can stream. I can set up. There's a streaming app inside of the NOS that allows me to basically stream media. Like, it creates like a home music, like a media center. Okay, I have like a folder on my computer where I can access I can access it through directly through the folders. I can access it through an interface. It's insane. I can access my files from my phone. I can access, guys, I back up all of my pictures. This is crazy. And I'm done. I'm not giving any more money to Google. I'm not giving any more money to Microsoft. I'm not giving them my information anymore. Like, fuck that shit. Like, I'm done with this bullshit. They've had their fun already. They've made enough money off me. I don't need, guys, this whole thing with video games, $80 video games. I never buy $80 video games, and I broke that rule. I don't think I've ever done it before. I've ever bought an $80 video game, and I wanted to play Crimson Desert because they're like, oh my gosh, it's like the latest thing, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna break that rule. I'm gonna buy Crimson Desert. It was a terrible mistake, probably, because I couldn't get it. There were so many bugs, and it's like I just couldn't get it working on my Legion OS. And I thought of refunding, and I probably should have refunded. I'm just like so fucking pissed off. I am so fucking pissed off with the entire situation. That's like the first and last $80 game I'm ever gonna buy. It was the first $80 game I think I've ever bought, and it's the last $80 game. Like, for the base game, fuck that shit. Absolutely fuck that shit. Because I bought the deluxe version. Fuck that shit. $70, $80, not doing it. Not doing it again. Because I always buy my games on sale. I always buy them for like $20, like for AAA games. I always do this, or buy them from a key shop. But I was like, oh, I really want Crimson Desert. And it looks like a game that's supposed to be on GOG anyway. It looks 100% looks like a GOG game. Hopefully it eventually does come to GOG and they fix their shit. But it was like, there was just so much disgusting DRM in it. The Nouveau was just so fucking nasty. If some of you guys do PC gaming, you know what the Nouveau is. It's basically DRM software, like digital rights software, but it's like, it fucks up the game. It makes it slower. It makes it hard to use. It creates errors. Like, it's literal shit. Literal absolute shit. Oh my gosh. Let me see here. Oh gosh. Let me look at some more of your comments. Shit. Yeah, guys, Nintendo is now going to be charging more for physical games than digital games, and the Nintendo clowns are like, oh, what Nintendo's really doing is they're making physical games cheaper. They're making digital games cheaper. That's literal bullshit. For example, Yoshi, like this, there's a new Yoshi story. This is the first game they're doing with. The game was $60 to begin with. The game was a $60 game. It was always planned to be $60. And what they're doing is they decided to raise the price for the physical version of the game to $70. Because this is a very niche game. So they're trying to phase out physical media with their game key cards and all of the other bullshit they're doing. They're a fucking evil company. And even Sony, like, people don't realize most of those PlayStation 5 games, you don't own them. You put in the internet goes out, you put in the disc, you can't play your games. They're really just physical game. They're really digital. They're really internet verified games, because you have to basically rip the game to the hard drive to play the fucking game, because you can't play the game off the disc, and then the data has to be verified through the internet. You don't own those fucking games. PlayStation 4 is different. There's no verification like that, and pretty much like most of the games that came out on PlayStation 5 or on PlayStation 4 are on PC. So like it makes a lot more sense to buy your fucking games on PlayStation 4. That's why like around 40% of all gamers are still on, like 40% of the PlayStation install base is still on PlayStation 4. Still on PlayStation 4. And people are like, oh, well, maybe they'll upgrade for GTA 6. Maybe, if it ever comes out. Let me see here. Space says over 170 million people are unemployed in America right now. Those are the real numbers. Yep, and they're bullshit. It's bullshit. It's literal bullshit. It's so insane. Has says, remember when the American government said that unemployment rate is 4%, but in reality it's 24%? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Ion says Meta and VloggerTube lost in the lawsuit, found guilty. I think they only had to pay like $3 million. L3 says, I've been building my library of PlayStation 2 games monthly, and I'm looking into modding my GameCube with a Raspberry Pi Pico in the future. That's what's up, bro. Guys, fuck it. I love PlayStation 3. I love PlayStation 2. That's the era that I want to go back to. I'm done with this shit. Done with this shit. Space says that Bieber has hits. Yeah, I mean, we hate on Bieber so much, but his Rich says, lol, I remember that Kirk Franklin song. Yeah, that was some real bullshit. They didn't let him back at the award shows after he brought that bullshit. That's such like I said, I'm not fucking with that. I'm not fucking with that kind of Christian rap, all right? I fuck with the white dudes that sing about Jesus and loving their moms. I don't fuck with that. I don't fuck with that other shit. All right? I don't fuck with that other shit. Okay? Or white dudes with tattoos that say that this is a new type of Christian. This is a new type of Christian music. Fuck that shit. No, homie. No. I don't rock with you. I don't rock with you. White dudes covered in tattoos, all right, saying that they're praising the Lord, but we're doing it a little bit different this time. No, bro. No. Okay? Listen to me. These motherfuckers, the only thing that they're missing is the N-word, all right? Because they're not comfortable saying the N-word. That's the only thing missing from their songs when they're rapping. I'm just being completely honest. Them and their Christian rap bullshit. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here. There's this one dude that I really enjoy. I cannot remember the name of. I cannot remember the name of this motherfucker. But he's like, thank the Lord. He's a really good. I think he raps a bit. It's a white dude. I love his music. Forrest Frank. I love Forrest Frank. Forrest Frank is so good. Okay. Yeah, he's an American. Forrest Frank is so good. He's an American singer, songwriter, and producer. I love Forrest Frank. He's so good. He was one half of the pop music duo Surfaces, and went on as a solo performer of Christian music, as well as a member of Dawn Patrol. I don't even realize that it's Christian music a lot of time. I fuck with Forrest Frank. I really, really fuck with Forrest Frank. I will buy his, that will be one of the first albums that I buy. That will be one of the first albums that I buy. And put on my iPod. L3 says, I've always hated rap music, especially during my college years back in a crap hole state like Louisiana, when people driving next to me were blasting it, causing my car to vibrate. The fuck, Louisiana? Jeez, bro. me see here. Someone said Nelly. Nelly wasn't rapping about anything positive. LL Cool J. LL Cool J. He is very much about that simp life. Remember all that bullshit in the 90s? Like, girl, I'll buy you whatever you like. I'll take you to the store and buy you this and buy you Gucci, Fendi, Prada. Let me do it all. He started that bullshit. He's an OG simp. He has LL Cool J. He needs to apologize to men. All right, he was doing this shit before it was cool. I'm putting out all of these love songs, and I didn't know that. I never followed LL Cool J. I knew about LL Cool J because of television. He would be in some television shows. I never listened to his fucking music. I didn't listen to his music. It was only through the Manosphere that I found out what this motherfucker had actually been doing. Like, oh wait, what? That's what he was singing. I thought he was a hard rapper. I thought that LL Cool J was some hardcore because he was so big, and I thought he was like Snoop. I didn't know this motherfucker was doing love songs, simp songs. No. Fuck that shit. Snoop is not rap. Snoop's like, maybe here's the thing. Like, I might fuck with some of like Snoop's old shit from like the 90s, and none of like the gangster shit. Like, just like the cool. And even then, I have to be very careful. Ice-T, I'm not fucking with anything from Ice Cube or Ice-T. Not fucking with anything from those motherfuckers. Tupac, that shit is depressing as fuck. I'm not fucking with any of that shit. Okay? Let's see here. Ninja said, I would like to get a VHS player. I already have a portable DVD player with DVDs. I've been listening to retro 90s music lately. That's awesome, bro. It's so much better for our mental health. I need to get myself a portable DVD player, or maybe a portable Blu-ray player that also plays DVDs. That's what I would really like. Yeah, when I said that, I'm not fucking with the new Britney. I fuck with the old Britney, not the new Britney. Someone's old fox says, knife dancing Britney era hits different. Yeah, she was basically dancing with allegedly fake knives on Instagram. Nah, bro. I'm not fucking with that, Britney. I'm not fucking. L3 says right into the danger zone. Space says the Beatles always sucked. I actually like a lot of the Beatles. There's actually some songs from the Beatles that I really did like. So I can respect the fact if you don't like the Beatles, but there was a lot of Beatles songs that I did actually like. You know, I really liked a lot of the Beatles songs. Thanks for reminding me. I definitely got to go pick up the Beatles. All right, here. Old Fox says, I hate how Fortnite led the entertainment industry for so long. Yeah, it has, but look at the developer. Like, they just like laid off like Fortnite developer, they just laid off like another 1,000 people. So if it was really doing as well as they claim it to be, yeah, like Epic, yeah, there you go. Ion says Epic Games laid off close to 1,000 employees recently. This is after laying off other employees, guys, and this is a game making billions of dollars every year. Something is not right at all. Absolutely not right at all. Ninja says DeFi tech and cold wallets, offline tech, iPods, VHS, and DVD players, solar panels. This is the future. Absolutely. And they're trying to take all of it away, and we have to fight for it. Guys, I spent $4,000 building my gaming PC, which is, I say gaming PC, but it's being used. Its primary purpose is for content creation. I have a 9950 X3D in there, if I was focused on gaming, I would have gone with a 9800 X3D because that has much better single core performance. But I went with the 9950 X3D because it has double the cores. And that gives double the cores, better multi-core performance, and that's better when it comes to content creation. And I spent like $4,000 building this damn thing, and I was kind of feeling regret. And now I look at what's happening, and I look at what's happening with all of the parts, and I'm like looking at my gaming PC, realizing that I spent $4,000 building it, and when you look at the cost of the RAM, the cost of storage, I've got like 3 SSDs in there. The cost of RAM, because I realized like last November that the prices were going to skyrocket, and I was like, fuck this, let me just buy all the parts. when I look at the cost of the RAM, the storage, everything else, I realized that my PC now that I built, like everything would cost, and they said that the cost of CPUs are also going up. The GPU, like the GPU that I purchased, you can't even buy it anymore. Like I've seen people say, I picked it up for like $650, like it's a 9950, it's a 9970 X3D Red Devil from Power Cooler, some shit like that, and it's like I see people like trying to sell it for like $900 now, $925, almost $1,000. Like it's like so like I could guesstimate like my PC is probably like it's like between $6,000 and $7,000 right now in terms of worth. Like it's worth like somewhere between $6,000 to $7,000. I spent like $4,000 to build it, and now it's worth like $6,000 to $7,000. That's psychotic because the price of everything has gone up so much. So I don't feel as bad anymore about like it was. I definitely hedged my bets, and I think I came out ahead. And moving over to Linux was just absolutely a great move. Ninja says, I don't even play VR as much anymore. I usually sleep, meditate, and work. Yeah, got to get back into that meditation. Guys, we have limited time. Rich says, eat, pray, love. You got to be careful with that one. Like, eat, pray, love. That's what the Yas queens would do. Like, eat, pray, love. I definitely think that that's one of the things that can help a lot of women right now is getting off social media. It can help restore them to some level of sanity. Because like I said, that we're dealing with individuals who are functionally insane at best, but I definitely think that if they can get off social media, do like a full social media detox where they're no longer on social media, it can completely change the way that they think over time. But it's not like just one little thing. Like they literally have to do what this girl did and get the fuck off social media. You can still have a YouTube channel, but you have to limit the way that you interact with YouTube like I have. You need to no YouTube shorts, no thumbnails. You need to clean that shit out. Get rid of that shit. Block out comments. Guys, got to get rid of those comments. Got rid of those comments, okay? Old Fox says, you're not missing much. It's... says you're not missing much. It's like saying I stopped watching Jerry Springer. It's internet is like modern day Jerry. Guys, like this is like we're literally living in the movie Idiocracy. Guys, you should check out my full review of Idiocracy. It's a members only video. Go guys, support the channel. It's like $5 a month, but go and subscribe and then check out my Idiocracy review. I dropped it like a while ago, like a couple of months ago, I think, at this point, a month or two ago at this point. It's a pretty good review where I break down my thoughts on Idiocracy. It's a complete parallel of modern society, but it's unbelievable. You guys tricked me into watching it, and I thought you guys, you were like, oh, go, I think you'll enjoy Idiocracy. I fucking hated the movie. It was boring. It was stupid. But it was also perfect. It was a documentary of modern society. It was one of the most important movies I've ever watched, but I fucking hated watching it. And I think what really hurt me so much is because you guys tricked me into doing it. Was homework. It was literal homework. But it was very important that I watched it. But it's like I just feel kind of fucking pissed because it's like I don't really watch movies like that anymore. So the fact that like I was literally me while doing homework. But it's okay. It's okay. Because now I see it. It's literally a parallel for modern society. Anyone who watches it and then like sees like, you know, President Camacho and then President Trump, and you're like, holy shit. Holy shit. Guys, it's literally like you could just like overlay this shit. It's the people who are having children. The people who are having children versus the people who are not having children, and like the stupidity, and like everyone's stupid, even the doctors are stupid. Holy shit. This was supposed to take 500 years. It didn't even take 50. The movie was made in 2006. We got there by 2020. We got there by 2020. The movie was made in 2006, released in 2006. We got there in 20 fucking years, not 500, not 500, y'all. That's the most insane part. Even the technology lines up. This is where things get even more insane. The technology in Idiocracy, like self-driving cars and all of this shit, the technology that they portray in the movie, we already have that shit. We have like pretty much everything in terms of tech. They're like the tech is bullshit that they have in the future anyway. We have everything, guys. We're ahead of them. We're way ahead of them. Like, we are 100% idiocracy right now. Let me see here. Voice says, angry, she yelled out, fuck the patriarchy at a concert. We won't be supporting her channel. Holy fuck. I did not pick up on that. I didn't pick up on that. You know what? We're not going to throw any shade because I'm not trying to have any issues with YouTube, but I will go ahead and won't be playing any more of her video. That's some bullshit right there. Holy shit. I had no idea she did that. Do you see how fucked? I mean, again, I still commend her for getting off social media, and I give her kudos for getting off social media. Guys, I tell y'all, society is so fucked. So fucked. There's a video that I wanted to also show you guys regarding like the whole iPod thing. Why you guys should consider iPod. Guys, I have like men walking away, and I'm basically sharing all of these things, like how I decluttered my life and everything. I want you guys to go inside of for men walking away. Hold on. Let me see here. There's a video from Jake Shepton. What ended up happening is because I use Stature 7 to download my videos, and when for her video, I literally had to re-encode the video myself. I downloaded it, and then I had to literally re-encode the fucking video myself because it was not working when I tried to put it through StreamYard. I think that's one of the only things with StreamYard that kind of bothers me a little bit, is that I'm spending $40 a month on StreamYard, and it's like I don't feel like I'm getting my money's worth. But again, it's because that's my fault, because I'm not streaming on it, and I'm not getting rid of StreamYard because it's my fault. It's my fault because I'm not using it as much as I should. What the fuck? Oh shit. Why use an iPod in 2025? Let me see here. Bear with me. Bear with Uncle Angry. All right, there we go.
This is my custom iPod Classic. It has built-in Bluetooth, a USB-C port, and 256 gigabytes of storage. I picked it up over a year ago, and I've used it pretty much every day since then, whether it's listening to podcasts during my morning routine or unwinding with some music after work. And it's not just me. Even though the iPod was discontinued over a decade ago, it's starting to gain a new cult following. So what's making the iPod relevant again today?
Hi, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Jake, and I like to learn and share what I learn here on YouTube. I'm constantly exploring how we can use technology to its full potential, without getting caught up in all the distractions. I'm pretty excited to talk about why I love the iPod so much, and all the ways that having one might benefit you. So let's jump into it. I think the first thing that's drawing people back to the iPod today is what it's not. It's not a smartphone, it's not a computer, and it's not a tablet. It's a music player, and that's it. Which means that if you pick it up to listen to music, that's what you're going to end up doing, rather than getting distracted by it. There aren't any platforms like Netflix, YouTube, or Instagram to draw your attention away. There aren't any algorithms designed to keep you scrolling as long as possible. There's just music, and that's it. I can tell you firsthand, the experience of using an iPod instead of a phone to listen to music is night and day. Whatever time of day it is, I can put on whatever I want to listen to without getting distracted by messages or notifications. This simple separation of your music from your phone makes it so much easier to disconnect and stay present, and that benefit alone makes the iPod a worthwhile investment. Another aspect of the iPod that anyone can appreciate is that there aren't any subscriptions. Today, most people get their music through streaming services like Spotify.
Yeah, his name of his channel, by the way, is Jake Shepton. I linked in the description of the video so you guys can go check it out. I just added, so if you refresh the page, you can find it. You can find it in there. If you guys want to go and check him out, support his content. And something I want to point out, guys, when it comes to streaming media, they try to pretend, but the reality is that like video quality, like even DVD video quality will have better bit rate than Netflix. So you'll have, even like with DVDs, you can have superior video compared to 4K on Netflix. You're like, 4K angry? Are you crazy? Yes, even compared to 4K videos on Netflix, you can have substantially better video quality sometimes, because of the bit rate quality is much higher when it's local, when it's on a DVD versus streaming over the internet. The reason why is because there's a physics issue. There's a limit on the speed that data can travel over the internet. So there will always be some level of latency. You're never actually watching it live. It's like you're never actually watching it in real time. It sounds insane, but even when you're watching videos on the internet, it's streaming. Hence, you're not even watching it in real time. Okay, there's always a delay, even if it's a small delay, and that affects the bit rate. And the bit rate is basically determines the stability of the video. All right. So with something like even DVDs, you'll be shocked to realize your DVD videos are so much clearer. They're so much clearer. They're much more consistent. The audio quality is also superior. Again, latency. That's another thing that we don't even take into consideration anymore. We're like buying expensive headphones to listen to music over like streaming music, but we don't understand. We don't even realize that the music that's streaming is inferior. It will always be inferior to local music, to music that's stored to music that is locally stored. Why? Because it's a physics issue. It will never ever, it's streaming, so there will always be even a small delay. And you might not realize it, but it makes a massive difference. And we try to mitigate it by buying better headphones and speakers, but it's bullshit. That's what, guys, these streaming cannot compare to a nice record player. It can't. And it never will. It's a physics issue. All right. There's a limit on the speed at which data can travel. There will always be latency. They cannot reduce latency beyond a certain point. Like we're basically at that point now where there's nothing else that can actually be done to improve latency when it comes to the internet. You can improve latency when it comes to physical media, okay? But when it comes to the internet, we're basically at that point now that you cannot improve the latency, the speed at which the delay at which the data is being the speed at which the data is being shown to us, are provided to us at. So if it's video, it's the speed at which it's being shown to us, or if it's music, it's the speed at which it's being broadcast to us. We're able to hear it at. And when latency occurs, it slows down the experience. So that's when you start to notice lagging or artifacts or things in the video like that, because artifacts is when it's like kind of breaking up, because there's always going to be that delay. And there are people like, I don't give a shit. Yeah, that's fine. I don't give a fuck what you think either. Many of us don't realize that CDs actually sounded better than streaming. Records sound better than streaming. All right? Hell, some cassettes probably sounded better than streaming. Cassettes. Literal cassettes. For those of you that are happy on the internet, I'm not trying to take it away from you. Please stay here and be happy, okay? But I'm done with this shit.
Apple Music and YouTube, which requires either paying a monthly fee or constantly hearing ads between songs. And of course, no one is thrilled about hearing another ad or paying another monthly subscription. So it's definitely a benefit of the iPod that you can break from the subscription model. But I actually don't think that the cost of music subscriptions is the big downside to getting your music through a streaming platform. From a numbers perspective, having access to any song or album that you want to hear, anytime and anywhere for just $10 a month, is probably the best deal that consumers have ever gotten for their music. I think the real downside to using a streaming platform instead of downloading your music is that if you use a streaming platform, you never actually own your music. You're just paying to listen to it. The streaming platform can remove music that you like anytime, or raise your rate in order for you to keep listening. You pay for access to the club, but they decide all the rules, and your music is never actually yours. With an iPod, on the other
How many people have had Apple Music for have had Apple Music for 5 years now? $10 a month, $120 a year. So that means you've given Apple $600 fucking dollars. $600 for music that you don't own in that time frame. 600. Like, have we lost our minds? 4 years, 480, almost 5. If you even 4 years, guys, that's almost $500 over the course of 4 years for music you don't own. How many of us actually spend $500 on music over the course of years? Many of us do not spend that kind of money on music, and yet here we are spending that kind of money on music. Like, we have lost our fucking minds to these subscriptions. We've lost our minds. We're basically paying to live at this point. Healthcare is a subscription to life. Okay? Netflix is all of these subscriptions to media, subscriptions to subscriptions, like, guys, like, they literally have subscriptions for beds now, where you buy a mattress, and I believe that you buy a mattress and there's a subscription to, like, use the smart features of the mattress. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Cars. Oh, you want to actually access all of the speed? You have to pay a subscription to access the full speed of the car. You have to pay. Like, this is crazy shit. Crazy shit. Like, Teslas, you can no longer pay. You can no longer buy the with Teslas. This is the Enshittification now. This is the and Elon is moving away from cars to robots now with Tesla. You can no longer pay to own self-driving mode. You now have to pay a monthly subscription indefinitely to use self-driving mode. So the best feature in the fucking car, you can't even use it anymore. You can't even own it anymore. You have to pay forever, and evidently you can't transfer it. Even if you bought it, even if you, like, bought the subscription service, like, you bought it outright and then you sell the car, it cannot be transferred to the new person who buys the car from you. You don't own the software. Like, this is some insane shit. Guys, it's gotten so bad where, like, for example, you have a refrigerator. You buy a Samsung refrigerator and you have water filters, and you go onto Amazon and you buy some water filters from another company that's not Samsung. Why am I going to spend $50 for Samsung's water filters when I get the same filters for $20 or cheaper, or $10? You try to put them in. Oh, sorry, it doesn't work, because now they're using DRM. They're like, oh, it doesn't, like, they're using with like the they basically put special codes on there. So, like, so it's like DRM now, where you can't use filters from another brand because it's a digital rights millennium issue. So there's a scanner in there, and it basically blocks the filters from working. Like, this is the level of stupidity. It's the Enshittification of everything. Everything. You have to pay you can't own a fridge anymore. You don't own the fridge, or it's shitty to use. If you actually want to use the actual features like cool water, you're gonna have to pay. Guys, you literally have to pay forever for that. And it's not like, and I mean, here's the thing, you're already paying for filters. No, now you have to pay for expensive filters from the company. And if you don't use theirs, well, then it's piracy. Because you're not supposed to be using another company's. They're using the laws against us, everything against us. It's insane. But there's a way out, because basically they're trying to trap us with convenience, and they shitify everything. Every service when Lyft and Uber came along, they were great, they were affordable. Now they're garbage. You have to have, if you don't have Uber Eats, if you don't pay for, like, Uber Eats, or like Uber Premium, whatever the fuck it's called, everything costs an insane amount. And even when you're paying for the service, you're paying a ton for delivery. You're paying insane amounts for delivery. Instacart, you're paying an insane amount for delivery. And they're like, look at how much you're saving. It's bullshit. You're not saving shit. And they use dynamic pricing on these things. So the price that I see and the price that someone else sees are completely different. It's all algorithm based. The prices for the product in the stores are lower than the price for the product on the apps. And they're charging us based on our income. They figure out what's the maximum this idiot can spend. Okay, well, we'll show him this price, and we'll show this other person this price. So it's basically the unit price, what it actually costs, our MSRP, and then there's the actual price that they're giving to us. So they're not giving us what the actual retail price is. This is what Walmart and other companies are doing. They're charging us what. And guys, Walmart now has these labels. Like, they have dynamic labels. They're doing dynamic prices, and the labels, they look like real labels, but they're not real labels. They're trick us when we go into the stores. They're actually electronic labels that can update in real time, but they're designed to look like real labels. Yeah, they do this at Walmart now. So if you go and you're shopping, guys, if they're able to track you and trace you, because they have cameras in the stores, so they can track you and trace you based on the phone, and they have your personal data from Walmart.com, and they're using data brokers, so you can potentially walk into an aisle. It may sound insane, and the price just changes for you. So when you walk there, like, it basically, algorithm determines that you're probably going to walk down this aisle. So the price will just change in real time, knowing that you can spend more. And you'd be amazed how much Walmart makes just from a single penny. Being able to charge you 10 cents more, 20 cents more, even $1 more, and you don't think about it, that's a lot of money when Walmart is doing that to millions of people on a daily basis. All right? Sony's doing dynamic pricing now. Nintendo's doing dynamic pricing now. The only ones that are evidently not doing, even GOG, unfortunately, is doing dynamic pricing right now, and I loved GOG. Good old games. It's bullshit. The only group that I don't know, I don't think Steam does dynamic pricing. Like, it's the enshittification of everything. The thing is, guys, we don't need a lot. We have so much stuff to entertain ourselves. Guys, we buy a PlayStation 2. Most of you don't need shit. We don't need all of the bullshit. We can go back in time. Walk away from this shit. The future is basically decentralized networks, I think, unless they're able to completely strip us of all storage. The future is decentralized networks. Either that or touching grass. And going back, guys, we don't need all of this shit to be happy. We don't fucking need it. The internet sucks. We don't need the internet to know what's going on in the world. It's stressful as fuck. Mainstream media is full of shit. We can live without the internet. We can be happy and thrive without the internet. For content creators like myself, yeah, it will hurt people like me. But guess what? We'll simply adapt. We'll simply have to adapt. What did you do before? What did people do before the internet? How did they reach people? There was a thing called radio. People had radio stations. People started their own newsletters and magazines. Okay? People found a way to communicate. And we'll go back to that shit. This bullshit, it's such garbage. The internet has completely been enshittified at this point. These devices, these phones, that's why I'm going to Graphene OS, one of the reasons, because it makes surveillance much, much harder. It literally locks down mass surveillance. That's one of the reasons why I'm going to Graphene OS. Because they're using these phones to trace us everywhere we go. Even just Wi-Fi, they can use it to basically evidently listen in on you using Wi-Fi signals. The technology is insane. It makes so much sense to walk away from this shit.
On your hand, you own the actual digital files. Whatever you download is yours to keep. There's no chance that it'll be pulled from the streaming platform, or that you'll suddenly have to pay a new rate to keep listening. Your music is yours, and yours forever. No strings attached, no subscriptions required. This all brings us to another benefit of the iPod, the experience of actually using it. Because the iPod's interface is completely different from that of streaming platforms. Streaming platforms are constantly updating their interface to test out new features and get new subscribers. They introduce social feeds, sharing buttons, and endless music recommendations that can start to feel like keeping up with another inbox. And don't forget algorithms designed to keep you listening to music and stay hooked on their platform as long as possible. The iPod does none of that. It's private, offline, and only has the music that you choose to put on it. It doesn't have algorithms, social feeds, or sharing buttons. And it also doesn't constantly recommend new music, which I find very refreshing in a world of endless content. Then there's the physical experience of using an iPod. It's a solidly built premium product with the tactile pleasure of physical buttons that you just don't experience anymore with modern phones. Add in Bluetooth and USB-C, and this iPod starts to look more and more like a luxury device from the future. The last benefit of the iPod that I want to talk about is that it doesn't just improve your listening experience, it changes your relationship with music itself. With an iPod, you have to consciously choose what you're going to download and listen to, rather than being able to access anything, anytime. And because of that extra friction, you end up being much more selective about what you download and listen to than if you were just streaming all of your music. Ultimately, this results in a music collection that's much more personal and curated, a library of music that's truly yours. This is one of the elements that first got me interested in downloading music, the idea of building my own collection. I started downloading music over 10 years ago, and today I love browsing through my library, seeing each album that brings back its own unique memories and experiences. And this doesn't mean you have to be an audiophile or a music connoisseur to appreciate the iPod, because honestly, I'm neither of those things. Most of the time, I'm just listening to music in the background, like everybody else. But every once in a while, I love to just lie down and listen to music, and the iPod makes it that much easier to enjoy. You might be wondering, why not get a record player? It would make a lot of sense, because you get a lot of the same benefits that you get with using an iPod, like a more personalized collection and an offline listening experience. It's something I've thought about a lot, and something I'd like to get in the long run. But I realized that the iPod and the record player are fundamentally different devices, because you can't slip a record player into your pocket and go for a walk. So for now, the iPod is perfect for me. It presents a unique sweet spot between the conveniences of streaming and the luxury of using a record player. It brings all of your music with none of the distractions. Are you considering picking up an iPod yourself? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to add a link in the description to the shop where I got mine. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like, and above all,
I think this was a good video. His channel's linked in the description. I mean, guys, it just makes a lot of sense. It just makes a lot of sense. You know what's crazy? Like I paid like $219 for mine, but you know what's crazy right now? Like for example, like iPod minis are actually selling for quite a lot. Like I'm looking, let me see. Like iPod minis right now, they're actually selling for a good amount of money. iPod minis, let me see here. Well, I mean, they're not terrible. Yeah, I see one for like $89. They're actually not bad at all. Brand new iPod mini, second generation. But like, yeah, 6 gigabytes. The sizes are kind of small though. Like that's one of the biggest drawbacks I think with the minis, is the storage is very small on some of these minis. But it's not terrible. Like for example, there's Apple iPod minis first generation, 4 gigabytes, $39.99. That's not bad. Guys, this is such a good deal. Like this is so smart. You know? This is so smart. Like picking up an iPod mini, that's something like a lot of you should consider doing. Because I think you can still use them, like maybe update the software on them. You should, like those of you that are like don't want to spend a lot of money like I did, right? Pick up an iPod mini. Even if it's like 4 gigabytes, it only has 4 gigabytes. Pick up a fucking iPod mini. It just makes so much sense. Pick up an iPod mini for $40. And you can still, it has a screen on it. You can go through it. You can access your music. It may only be 4 gigabytes, but a lot. I mean, you really don't. You can fit a lot of songs on there. Like, let me check this out. I'm gonna ask let me check this on Ask AI on the 4 gigabyte iPod mini. How many songs would that fit in 2026? Okay. Yeah, so I just asked AI. Guys, I'm even on the Brave browser now. Like I left Edge alone. I left Chrome. I'm on like a privacy browser now. So check this out. Based on the search results, a 4 gigabyte iPod mini can hold approximately 1,000 songs. This estimate is based on Apple specification using AAC format at 128 kilobits per second for an average 4-minute song. However, the actual number of songs could vary depending on song length, blah, and so forth. So while 1,000 is Apple's official estimate, you might fit more shorter songs, lower bitrate songs, or fewer longer, higher bitrate songs. Guys, 1,000 songs. Okay? You can pick this up for $40 right now. Pick up one of these for $40 from a good, trusted seller. Trusted seller, 30-day returns. I'm looking at eBay right now. You can pick up, choose your color, 40 fucking bucks for a first-gen iPod mini. All right? You can get a second gen for like 70 or 80. Yeah, like 70 to 80 bucks for a second gen. $40 for a first gen. You can fit 1,000 fucking songs on these things, guys. And be done. Be fucking done with social media, with the internet, with all of this shit. Walk the fuck away. Walk away from this shit. This, guys, it's all garbage. It's destroying our minds. We don't need it. If you're enjoying this shit, be trapped. I don't give a fuck. Be trapped. Let's go back to reading this article. Actually, let me go back to reading some of your comments. Let's go back to reading some of your comments. Let me see here. Ashley says, the look on people's faces when their brains short out when you say you don't have social media as prices. Yeah, because they basically expect you to be locked in. Voice 552 says, as a 10-year YouTube addict, I struggle to let it go. Guys, I'm so grateful that I've done that, the changes I've made, and my goal is to get to the point where I'm not watching any YouTube at all, like next to no YouTube at all. Because 99% of what's in my feed right now from my subscription feed, I no longer have a home feed. 99% of what's in my subscription feed is literal shit. 99.9%. Like, I would be happier not seeing it. All right? I was subscribed to over 900 channels, now less than 200, and it's like nothing's changed. I don't need all of this shit. I don't need watching the best ever food review show. What the fuck does that do for me? Granted, it's not bad. But the feeling of not owning anything. Old Fox says Gen Z can't read and they swipe books like iPads. Yeah. Yeah. Like, we have to walk away from this shit. Ninja says I can survive without the internet. L34 says I still go to the library and I can borrow movies from it, just like how we used to rent from Blockbusters. Like I said, I really miss Redbox. We need Redbox back. We need Redbox. I fucking took that shit for granted. Thomas says Ma Bell is phasing out copper landlines service, aka POTs, as we speak. POTS as we speak. Yeah, wow. I had no idea they were phasing out landlines. Is that really true? Let me check. Are landlines being, let me check that out, phased out? That is so dangerous. That is so. Yes, traditional copper-based landlines are being phased out globally in favor of digital alternatives like VoIP and fiber optic services. In the UK, the public switch telephone network is scheduled to be completely switched off by January 2027. Holy shit, that is so bad. with new lines no longer sold as of September 2023 in the U.S. Carriers like AT&T are targeting 2027 for specific customer groups and 2029 for the near total retirement of their copper networks. This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. So it's all voice over IP. All voice over IP. Holy shit, guys. So yeah, guys, they have this thing called Meshtastic, which is basically a protocol that allows you to it creates like a wide mesh network. Maybe that's one of the ways that we'll be conversing like when shit goes haywire, because they're basically cutting the lines. Like, to not have copper lines, that like this is fuckery. So let me see here. Alternatives. Users are migrating to VoIP, voice over internet protocol, fiber-based connections, or mobile-only solutions. Impact. Devices relying on copper lines such as alarms, fax machines, and medical alert systems must be upgraded to digital compatible versions before the switch off dates. This is horrific. The Federal Trade Commission. So this is actually from CNET. The Federal Trade Commission is actually phasing out the requirement for phone carriers to have copper.
This is the new $450 Galaxy A37 and $550 Galaxy A57, and the
load of bullshit. Sorry about that, guys. Like, holy shit. Let me mute this fucking thing. So like, yeah, like this is how fucked up the internet is. I go to an article and a fucking video starts playing that has nothing to do with the fucking article. How stupid is that? Here's why you may still need a landline in 2026. This articles are actually written by give me a second, guys. Give me just a moment. So you guys will know which article I'm reading. Come on. Come on. All right. Here you guys go. So this is the article that we have up right now. It's from CNET. It just came out in January, so just like 2 months ago. Here's why you may still need a copper landline in 2026. A home phone could be the only thing keeping you connected to the world when there's a massive mobile outage. Do you see that? Landline phones now seem like an ancient piece of technology as the precursor to today's iPhones and foldable smartphones. It was once a staple in every household, but it's still useful today, especially in the event of a massive mobile network outage like the one Verizon customers experienced this month. Outages can leave you stranded without one of your most critical lines of access to the world for hours if you're reliant only on a cell phone. And if your smartphone can't make phone calls, it's not much good in an emergency. You might reconsider the role of this home device, once standard issue, but now nearly obsolete. Here's what to think about when deciding whether to keep or get a landline. Remember the landline. Landlines are telephones that connect to specialized wiring in our homes. The iconic image is that of a rotary dial phone, usually rented from the phone company, that either hung on the wall or sat on a counter or table. Though push button and later cordless phones replaced many of these oldsters in the 1980s, landline phones connect to one another through a global network that was built over more than a century. But as cell phones became broadly available and affordable, many people chose to drop their landlines altogether. A 2022 survey by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that only about 29% of U.S. adults lived in a house with a landline phone, down from more than 90% in 2004. The crossover happened 10 years ago, in 2015, which was also when smartphone sales entered a boom period that reshaped the tech industry and helped turn iPhone maker Apple into one of the world's biggest, most valuable companies. Honestly, y'all, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to go back to. You know what's so interesting about landline phones, like wireless landline phones? They were actually pretty nice to hold as well, because like trying to hold, you can't hold. You actually have to hold the cell phone to your ear. But when you had like these other phones, they actually felt better. Like these guys, many of you guys like you don't remember. Some of you don't remember this. Many of you will though. Like landline phones, they were designed they were designed to be held to your ear. So a lot of them were more comfortable than holding these cell phones to our ears. Like holding a cell phone to your ear today, like these devices, like they're not really comfortable at all. We've just basically adapted to them. We've literally adapted them. Even like flip phones used to be more comfortable than these fucking than these. Like I can honestly see now why people would even go back to the flip phones, because a lot of flip phones were more comfortable to use. They were more ergonomic and designed for our faces, for our ears. That's something I didn't even think about until now. Like, wow, we look at everything that we lost for convenience. Like this is literal bullshit. Now we basically hold mini TV screens to our face. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Ann Williams is one of the folks, and we're getting exposed to all of that blue radiation, like Blu-ray light, which is not good. Ann Williams is one of the folks who hasn't given up their landlines yet. When asked why she keeps hers around, she describes moving to Huntsville, Alabama after a tornado outbreak in April 2027, 2011, when dozens of twisters Control Alt deleted at least 250 people and knocked out power for days. Although she moved there after tornadoes, hearing about the event brought home to her the importance of always needing a phone connection. The weather here is so unpredictable, she told me in an interview, but landlines have dedicated power and often work even in an outage. We remember a day when it was absolutely necessary to have a landline. Yeah, guys, we need landlines back, and they're getting rid of them. This is such bullshit. Guys, Enshittification of everything. This is even in a society where they're trying to like have complete control. The system is insane, because if the power goes out, then the entire system goes down with it. Like this is, guys, we would be so like, this is why you have to know herbs, you have to know how to make shit. Guys, know how to make butter. Know how to do basic things, know how to create things. Guys, know what to do if you need toothpaste and deodorant, stuff like that. Learn these skills now. All right, learn the skills that you need to learn so that you can live without things, so that you can you can shave. You can make your own shaving cream. You can make your own toiletries that you need, so that you can survive without this shit. This society is so fucked, and it's so annoying too. Let me continue. Let's continue. So what makes landline phones more reliable? Landline phones operate on a separate infrastructure built from copper phone lines that are inexpensive to build and rather reliable. They also don't have the drawbacks of cellular networks like dropped calls, poor and distorted quality, or weak reception. A key reason people keep landlines around is that they tend to work even during power outages, which is a big plus. Which is, guys, look at what's happening with the whole energy thing right now, and landlines have gone away, which is a big plus for folks whose work involves emergency services, business, or healthcare. Yeah, guys, this entire thing of getting rid of landlines is psychotic. Analog fax machines are also built around landline phone systems, which means most hospitals and doctor offices, as well as policy and law offices, need to keep a landline connection running. The U.S. Federal Communications Commission is phasing out requirements for phone companies to provide landline services called plain old telephone service across the country. As a result, more homes and business offices are being built with Ethernet jacks rather than phone jacks. Landline phone connections aren't cheap either. CNET corporate cousin AllConnect notes that AT&T's traditional home phone plan starts at $48 per month, and you have to use the company for internet too. CenturyLink is cheaper, starting at $30 per month, and Spectrum will charge as little as $20 per month. Oh, that's interesting. And not all landline use copper phone lines. Increasingly, companies are piggybacking off their phone systems on their internet connections. A service called Voice over VoIP or VO. Yeah. So AllConnect currently tracks only 3 service providers offering old-style landlines: CenturyLink, Comcast, Infinity, and Cox. Telling you guys, it's a load of bullshit. It's an absolute load of bullshit. Can you imagine that we are now regressing? We are now regressing technologically behind people who lived 100 years ago. Like, think about this. I think they had record players in the 1920s, right? I think they had, let me check that. Like, let me check this. When did record players become standard in homes? So record players became a standard household staple in the 1960s and 1970s. However, while the first mass-produced record players were available in 1895, I figured they came out in the 1800s, and saw a boom in sales between 1901 and 1920, their dominance was interrupted by the radio boom of the 1920s and economic hardship of the Great Depression in the 1930s. So they actually saw a massive boom in 1901 through 1920, but they were interrupted by radio boom, by the boom of radio. Go figure, radio in the 1920s. So this is technology that's been actually pretty popular for quite some time, and then they really skyrocketed. And vinyl records reached extreme popularity in the 1970s. They experienced in the 1960s. There was widespread adoption of automatic high fidelity turntables. In 1970s, vinyl records reached extreme popularity and ambiguity, cementing the record player as a central fixture in home entertainment before the rise of cassettes and compact disc in the 1980s. Yeah. So record players were pretty lit, guys. They were pretty lit, and to think about it, think about this carefully. So we're basically, our technology is technically behind what they had 100 years ago. They had record players 100 years ago, and they could listen to. They can go and purchase their records. They could listen to their music over 100 years ago. At this point, this technology this technology took off in between 1901 and 1920. It actually took off. Okay, they saw a boom in sales between 1901 and 1920, and then the radio basically kind of pushed down sales a little bit because the radio became very popular. But then they took back off in the 1960s and 70s, and during the 1930s, people were struggling financially, because don't forget that we saw a market crash in 1929. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so they had record players back then. Their medical system was also much better. You're like, the medical system in America was superior. Don't let anyone lie to you. The medical system in America was superior 100 years ago. Modern medicine, basically that's something that was brought in by Rockefeller. And before then we had holistic medicine, and it was like a full body. It was something completely different. It was actually about curing ailments, all right? Like, literally, they used to do dewormings back in those days, and that's how they prevented CANCER, evidently. And that's like something in the records. Like, they said that like in the 1800s, like people who were starting to parasites were causing this thing. Again, guys, the point I'm trying to make is that, yeah, we've been lied to about everything. Everything is designed to basically control us and extract the maximum amount of money from us, including the healthcare system. The reason why we don't have cure for things is because they don't want them to. They basically created a problem and then give us the solution. That's how it always has worked. We have to walk away. Don't trust anything anymore. Don't trust the system. Everything, guys, especially with AI on the internet right now, you can't trust anything you see and anything you hear on the internet. You can't trust any of it. It's all bullshit. It's all lies. It's all fabrication. So, I mean, a lot of people are going to have to they're going to have to do one of two things. Either they're going to have to walk away, or they're going to they can live in their little bubble of fuckery and nonsense, because you're being lied to. It's all fucking an illusion. That's what the modern internet is. I think we're heading to the dark web. I think it's going to be darknet, because that's going to be the only place where you can escape and find shit that's real. And then you're going to have a bunch of like self-hosted networks, just like how I have my NOS. It's going to become much more normal, especially with the software. You're going to have a bunch of self-hosted networks where you literally have something like a NOS, and you can host your own network. You don't have to host it from your computer or set up any server or shit like that. It's going to be much more less complex. You'll buy a NOS. Like I bought my NOS for $200. Like I got it for $200, and there's like 2 4-terabyte SSDs in there. That's a lot of fucking space. I can store tons of information on there. I can create a massive server with tons of information, backup of websites, all kinds of shit, music, media, all kinds of shit. And and people could connect to my server and access my shit. And I could connect to their server and so forth. Like I think, I think that's where we're headed. I think we're heading to the dark web. We're going to have darknet. Unless they're successful in shutting everything down. And if you think about this, they tried doing that shit in China and they failed. Like they have the Great Wall in China, the Great Internet, the Great Firewall in China, where they basically block a lot of shit. And people still have found ways around it, significant ways around it. In South Korea, and like they tried to ban adult content, and it only resulted in adult content exploding. Some shit. Like, I mean, guys, it's insane. The more they try to censor, the worse it gets. Like they basically tried to ban. They banned like adult. They tried to ban adult workers, like being able to go to adult worker in South Korea, and the system simply evolved. Like they went in, they had all of these arrests, and they tore down the red light district. And what ended up happening was the system evolved, and now you have these places where these now the people who do this stuff, they they literally rent out like units and apartments, and like you can go and like you have like it's all automated now, and you get like a code, and you can go to a specific apartment, and that's how it's done. And the police, they can no longer do anything about it, because when you have an entire apartment structure where this thing is happening, knowing which apartment it's happening in, and the fact that they're changing apartments at any given moment, they're cooked. They're literally cooked. So them trying to completely eradicate the adult worker industry, it caused it to evolve to the point where now it's very convenient. It's even more it's safer than ever before, and it's nearly completely untraceable. So now the government can't even keep track of it anymore. They can't keep track of the people involved. They can't keep track of the people buying, selling, where it's happening. They can't do anything anymore. All right, maybe like bits and pieces. They can't do anything, and it's their fault. The more look at what happened in China. Like I said, they kept pushing and pushing, and now people found ways to defeat the Great Wall. And you actually end up with rises in things like adult content and the kinds of content that they don't want people to consume. It results in people consuming even more of it. Look at what happened during the era of prohibition, where they had to get rid of prohibition, because prohibition in the US created so many problems with organized crime. It's insane. Prohibition led to serious organized crime. It led to greater rates of drinking, because telling people that they're not allowed to drink made them want to drink even more. Actually, it made it even more fun. And it's like, people, they think that, well, this time they've got AI. Guys, you've got a bunch of baby boomers who don't even really understand the tech that they've unleashed onto the world. and they think that it's completely unstoppable. They'll just adapt. You've got to be fucking kidding me. You got a lot of people who barely have 20 years left on this planet, many not even 10, and they're thinking, and this is their big plan. I mean, hey, maybe they'll say, guys, fuck this shit. Say no, walk away. Walk away. All right. Ashley said, Ashley says, I still have my iPod. I love that thing. I have over 10,000 songs that were just laying around on the open seas. Hashtag One Piece, this bastard. This is the same fucker who told me the PlayStation 3 to buy and sent me all of this information. This guy really does not stop. Ashley, could you do me a favor? I've been trying to figure out where to download stuff. I don't know where to download shit anymore because I haven't sailed the 7 seas in so many years. I don't know if you're still watching this, Ashley, but if you're still listening to the stream, please shoot me an email, bro. Please shoot me an email and let me know which sites are good for sailing the 7 seas for songs and other forms of media, because I'm complete. I don't even like the torrent site. I don't know what to do anymore. I was trying to search and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go buy this shit. But yeah, 10,000 songs, in the open seas, bro. Like that's yeah, bro. Definitely hit me up if you're still watching. Please shoot me an email, bro. Shoot me a fucking email and let me know what sites I should check out or what, because I haven't done this shit in many years, so I'm out of the loop. I don't want to get any viruses. Granted, it's a lot better over on Linux, but still. So definitely hit me up and let me know what's up, because this is the same guy who set me up with the PlayStation 3, told me which model to buy, what to buy for it. I haven't done the modding yet, but I have everything here. But in terms of my iPod will be here very soon, and yeah, I mean that's insane, bro. That's insane. Yeah, hit me up, man. Please hit me up if you're still watching this. Because I definitely need to know where to go and where to sail. I need to know where to sail my ship. Because the One Piece is real. Yo, we are all Luffy. We are all Luffy. It's about freedom. Kaio says, yes, DVD is the way to go. I can watch old movies without internet and without being interrupted. Guys, imagine you listen to your iPhone. There you go. You listen to your iPod, and there's no such thing as a notification just came in. Like, that's one of the worst things about these devices, these phones. You cannot have a moment of peace. You're always constantly being bombarded with your attention is always being distracted. All right. If you're listening to a fucking song on your iPod, nothing can interrupt you. There's no such thing as an interruption. Nothing will interrupt you. You can fucking chill. Okay? You can listen to your music, and you can pick up your phone if you need to, check an email or whatever, but there's no interruptions. All right? That's the great thing. You're watching a movie, guys. You're watching a movie on a DVD. You're watching a movie on on a portable DVD player. There are no fucking notifications coming in. There are no notifications, no emails, no distractions, no internet connection was lost. All right, your internet. The video is buffering. Like, I'm sick of this shit. I am so fucking done with this shit. Oh, the connection was lost. Oh, it's buffering. Oh, the video, it goes from 1 minute you're watching in 4K. Next minute, like, the video stream falls down to 480p. But you just give it a moment. It'll come back. It'll adjust itself. Fuck this shit. Thomas Wheeler said, let me see here. Thomas says, make CB radio great again. 10-4. Amen to that, bro. Kaio says that, are you ready on upcoming blackouts in the Philippines, bro? Man, I heard about those blackouts. Thank God I'm not there. But yeah, like, the Philippines is in really bad shape right now. Like, it's a horrible energy crisis over there. And guys, I've like been buying these portable lights, putting them up in the rooms, like, so like, you know, if anything goes out, like I'm really stocking up. That's one of the reasons why I also purchased the iPod, so that if some shit goes down, that's an option. Like I'll have like basically I can listen to music, I can charge it. So I'll be able, guys, power goes out, I'm listening to music on my fucking iPod. Power goes out, I have my ebook, I have my Kindle, I've got my Kindle reader, sideload a bunch of books. I'm reading books. I might even, you know what? I need to download some fucking manga. All right? Read some fucking, because you don't need a lot to survive. Download some Jujutsu Kaisen, download a bunch of just download a bunch of different fucking series. All right? Read them on my fucking Kindle. Read these fucking, like, put a bunch of books on there, and I'm good. I'm fucking good. You know what I did? I bought a bunch of USB. I'm ahead of the curve. I bought a bunch of like 16 gigabyte USB sticks, USB thumb drives. Reese, like, just got them today. I got like 4 or 5 of them. Got a great deal with, like, because of the whole memory short. Because I realized these things are going to skyrocket in value. It's going to become harder to get your hands on these, probably any form of storage. So I'm like stocking the fuck up. I've got SSDs. I've got extra SSDs. I've got SATA hard drives. I've got all of this shit just laying around here, bro. I've got all of this shit. I wish I had I have my MacBook Pro M1, which I wish I should have bought the Max, but it's still not bad. It's still decent. And I also have my MacBook Air. So it's not like, so I'm like even though like it's not the greatest, so it's an M1 Air. So even though it's like everything is not perfect, I'm better than the average bear right now. All right, I'm better than the average bear. I'm way better than the average bear. I've got backups for backups. Are they perfect? No, but they'll get the job done. They'll get the job done. Yeah, like I'm done. Like this fucking the internet was a great experiment. Great experiment. But the modern internet, fuck that. Ashley says, what are the odds of social media being responsible for the dramatic rise in mental illness? Yeah. No, absolutely. It's making us all sick. It's making us all fucking sick. Like, who the hell wants to keep using this shit? Who the fuck wants to stay engaged with this shit endlessly? It's so fucking toxic. The internet is so fucking toxic. So fucking toxic. Mike Tyson basically, I like what Mike said. He said that the internet made people comfortable saying whatever they wanted to and not facing consequences for it. And he's absolutely right. The internet is not a real fucking place. Okay? And these people, these influencers, guys, a lot of these most of these influencers that are on social media, they're actually ladies of the night. Like whenever you see them like sell like all like single, like living the single life, and like how are they pay if they're alone? That means that they are selling services. All right, they are providing services. They're evening delight. They are evening delights. Evening delights. Old Fox says, keeping up with the Joneses that does not even exist. It's all bullshit. All bullshit. L says, as I'm watching this video, I found the extensions to get rid of all the feeds on Facebook X and YouTube Shorts and Reels included. Great job, bro. Great job. Yeah, Old Fox says infinite validation has led to wholeflation. I think I read that already. MGTOW by Logic says, evening gents. I know I'm reading like a lot of your old comments right now. Adam says, old equals gold. Everything had purpose and simplicity. Most importantly, everything had meaning. That works. Have a nice day, Angry. Thanks for the comment, bro. Let me see here. Old Fox says that now we have Disney adults shaking my fucking head. Yeah, fuck those Disney adults. Ninja says, let the 304 apocalypse begin while we create our own decentralized system. The banks are mostly boomers, old as fuck. Yeah, guys, they hold all of the wealth. Let them keep it. Fuck them. Fuck. Like, they're digitalizing everything. Fuck that shit. Walk away. All right? If we, guys, think about it. If we own nothing, then we owe nothing. That's the honest. If we own the, oh boy, hold on. Bro. Yeah, I think Ashley just hit me up. Let's see here. Okay, for video games. Thanks, bro. I someone meant, oh, this, maybe, I don't know if this was Ashley, but someone just hit me up and provided a great source. Everything is downloaded, works, no viruses or issues. NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, I could never picture this. That's Biggie. That's Biggie. It took forever, but I finally got my PlayStation 3 done. 1.5 terabytes internal. Oh, that's so awesome, bro. Thank you. If this was Ashley who sent it, whoever sent this to me, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really want the source for music, though. Whoever has that, hit me up with the source. Ashley, if you have the source for music, I need the source for music where I can get all of the music, man. I want it because I really want to load up my iPod. Thomas says the crybaby boomers. Yeah, guys, they're fucking crying. Thomas says Forrest Gump sums up the boomer experience. There's a YouTube video on that. You see here. Ninja says I'm an older millennial and I don't take shit besides work. I just chill at home. God bless you, bro. God bless you. Old Fox says, yeah, I heard about this. Using AI. Facebook Meta says they will continue to post automatically on accounts even after you pass away. Guys, we need to run the fuck away. If you want to stick around, stick around. I'm done with this shit. Ultimate says, so sales and marketing is automated. Not a bad idea. Ninja, run, boomer, run. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, he just hit me back up. Yeah, it is Ashy. Just shout out to Ashy. The music is the last paragraph in the email. Oh, I skipped over that. Sorry about that. Thank you. Guys, real time. Shout out to Ashy. Bro. For music, I use, you have to play with it to figure out what, but do not download movies or TV shows from there. Whoa, you do have to be really careful. I didn't know, guys. So you can actually get strikes from your ISP now for like downloading from downloading illegally. Like you can get strikes from your ISP. I had no idea. It's in terms of games, like it's different. Like because you can just get the ROMs and like there are sites that have legitimate ROM backups, but for music it's different. Yeah, I guess you have to be really, really careful with the music. Let me see here. Let's see here. Don't says they really want us interacting with screams. Yeah, because it's about control. DJ says download for free too, mate. Yeah, I mean, guys, $20 for the base, $20 for the base rate on Netflix right now for 1080p, $27 for 4K. Like, I literally made a post. Guys, I literally made like a post, I think it was a year ago, like on YouTube, where a poll where I said something like, within the next 10 years, Netflix will cost $30. And someone responded, you mean 50? Like, bro, Netflix almost costs it's $27. It will be 30 soon. It will be 30 by next year. It'll probably be $30. Are you fucking kidding me? It already costs a minimum of 20. If ad free, if with ads, $8.99, that's gonna go up to 10 or 12 or 4 or 15 very soon. I guarantee you they're gonna double it because they're gonna shitify. It's already shitty. They're gonna shitify it even more. All right, that's gonna go up to like 15. The base is gonna go up. The 1080p is gonna go up from 20 to 25, and then the other model, the other one, the 4K, that's gonna go up to like 30 or 32 or 35, probably 35. And it's just such a great fucking value. Fuck this shit. Manosphere says there are plans to make automobiles available for lease only. Holy shit. This is a hell on earth. Yeah, they want to limit our ability to even move around. This is hell on earth. This is why old is gold. Buy old cars, learn how to fix cars. Buy old cars, learn how to fix cars. That's really it. You know, let them keep up. Let these people like the new cars basically are now going to be required to have technology in there for safety, to make sure that you're not impaired. So even if you're not drunk or you're not on anything, if you're like sleepy, the car will turn itself off and pull you over to the side of the road. And from what I'm understanding, there may or may not be a kill switch in there where law enforcement can also make your car be pulled over to the side of the road. Ninja says Trump Dumpy is having a mighty political fall, and all that Secret Service and bureaucrats won't be able to put his fat ass together again after all the crap that's happening overseas. That's okay. Society is better collapsing. Yeah. Like I'm done with the whole MAGA shit. If someone says that they're MAGA, that's basically them telling me to stay the fuck away from them. Like that's basically letting me know who to stay away from. Just being so honest. Yeah, this is a great comment. This is a fucking excellent comment from Don't Call It Art. All social media is now engineered around triggering dopamine. It's really is gross. It is. Guys, the thumbnails that we're looking at, it's all about triggering dopamine. Guys, we become dopamine addicts. I could not sleep well after I got rid of the thumbnails, after I started purging from it. I feel so much better. I feel like a bit more energy, even though I'm always kind of like energy depleted. I feel better mentally since I got rid of that shit, like blocked out those fucking thumbnails. And I'm no longer seeing like doom content constantly, and no more fucking YouTube shorts. No more YouTube shorts, no more Twitter, no more Instagram. Guys, the algorithm, like I'm getting like videos constantly like directed, telling me exactly like all the horrible shit that's happened in the world and how it's done. Why is the algorithm showing me this shit? I'll tell you the reason why. The reason why they're telling you everything that they've done and all the bad thing, they're letting you see it, is because they want you to feel hopeless and helpless. If you're constantly hearing this, it's with the music that's there, basically, it's there to scare you. It's there to make you feel trapped. Showing you the truth, constantly being bombarded with even the truth can destroy your thinking and destroy how you operate. You cannot constantly see streams of this. I remember when I told people, like, don't wrap yourself in too much red pill content. Like, don't just watch red pill content endlessly. Go outside and touch grass. And there were so many people who came after me for saying that. Like they were basically furious. And what I was trying to say is, like, this shit will fuck with your head. This shit will fuck with your head. All right? And now you're seeing it. Io says, with AI bots on the rise, how do we tell what is real or fake? AI killed the internet. It really did. That's why I said, like, the future is dark web. Darknet. Ultimate says, Uncle Angry sounds happy. I'm better off. I'm ill, but I feel sick. But like I feel much better without this bullshit, all this garbage. Thomas says Steve Jobs forbade his children from using personal electronic devices. Don't practice what you preach. Yep, guys, a lot. Like I remember, like Facebook engineers, our former Facebook engineers, that forbid their children from using Facebook. I don't even think Mark Zuckerberg lets his kids use Facebook. SteamOS for gaming is working on a Linux version, from what I understand. SteamOS is Linux. It's built on Linux. I don't know what you mean by that. SteamOS is built on Linux. If you mean an Android version, then yeah, hopefully. Old Fox says it took 10 years to make Crimson Desert. That's insane, and it has so many problems. Yeah, Ion says GTA 6 will require age verification now, from what I've heard. I think it 100% is going to require age verification, because they're saying like there's not even going to be a physical version. I think it absolutely is going to require physical verification. It's going to require age verification. Like I think that's one of the ways that they're going to use to like force it, like get people to normalize it. And guys, all of the idiots that want to play GTA are going to they're going to do biometrics and scan their fucking faces, hand over their driver's licenses, scan their faces so they can play GTA. You have to be so fucking stupid, so fucking dumb to go and to hand over your personal data to verify that you're allowed to play this game, so that they know if you're playing. Like, this is so stupid. And there's going to be, guys, most people are going to do it. Most of the idiots are going to do it. Most of the idiots are just like, this is how they're going to like really lull a lot of the idiots into biometrics. Okay. With GTA 6, 100%. 100%. Like, this is so fuck that shit. I will never play it. Ben says, "What up, Angry? What's good, bro?" Kiod says, "Goodbye, GTA 6." 100% agree with you. Ben says, "As a Christian myself, I can't stand Christian rap." Oh God, y'all! I am telling you, bro. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Like, the white guys were watching the black guys, and like, because they were, I swear, like the white Christian guys were watching the black Christian guys, and they were seeing all the money that was being thrown around in these places like a strip club, and they're like, you know what? I want some of that shit, And they started with the same theatrics. They started because like the black churches were filled with all that bullshit. And then the white guys were like, look at this shit. Look at these stupid motherfuckers throwing money like it's a whorehouse. I want some of that shit. And they started doing the same shit. And now look at these so-called fucking Christian pastors talking bullshit. Bullshit. You go in there, they're like, and God said this was this, and blah, blah, blah. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? What's your problem, homie? Chill out. All right? Guys, have you listened to some of the Christian music? Holy shit! Like Christian rock. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. You're my mighty one. You'll save lives. Yeah. Oh my fucking gosh! Little fucking demons! You would be Ozzy would be so proud. All right, he's in hell now. He's in hell now. He would be so proud. Bro, these fuckers. These fuckers. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Keon says I'm playing instead Yakuza and Super Robots. I've got so many Yakuza guys. I fucking got so many GOG games, 500 plus GOG games, and they're DRM free. I just need to just back that shit up too. Yeah, Chris, they actually went after the most recent season of King of the Hill was so fucking woke. They had like there's nothing wrong with having black characters, but there was like black characters there just for no reason. You could literally tell when they had like all of these characters that were there just because of DEI, and then they went after the Manosphere and they tried to make it look like the Manosphere were just a bunch of losers that were living off their mother's money. And they were the ones who were collecting. They even made it out to say that these men were like collecting what do you call it? Collecting alimony off women. It was just some bullshit. L3 says country music is another form of sing sim songs. 100%. 100%. Let me see here. L3 says those sims can go Jolly Pirate Donut. Go to Jolly Pirate Donuts and take a holy fuck. Holy fuck, you violent motherfuckers. Oh, some violent motherfuckers. Ben says, I always been a torrent type of guy, ripping thousands of cheap DVDs and putting them on external drives. Fuck. Let me drink some water, y'all. Throat got dry. Oh, jeez. I've been streaming for almost 3 hours now? I think so. Yeah, I've been streaming for maybe a little over 3 hours. Let me see here. Guys, I'm literally going to be going back to watching videos by the grace of God. I'm going to be going back to watching my favorite videos like American Apple Pie, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Like, I'm going back to those early 90s movies. Like, I'm literally going back to those old movies, bro. Just go back and watch the show. Watch the shit that I used to enjoy. Bill says ads are totally out of control. I've gone back. I've started reading more. Amen to that. Amen to that. Let me see here. Let me see if I can put on another video for you guys. Which one should I give you? Should I give you some God? I'm gonna go with Zenless Enders. Put that on for you guys. You know what's funny? I forgot. Actually, I completely forgot that I can actually just stream some video for you guys straight from the NAS. So let me see. Let me find something better. Let's see here. I don't know. I don't want to do Marvel Spider-Man. Chained Together. We got some Blasphemous. What should we put on? Not Starfield. I had a much larger collection of videos before this too. I can't believe this is all the shit that I have. I thought I had more than this. I gotta put something on. Let's go with Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I'll put on Shadow of the Tomb Raider for you guys. It's taking a little while longer than I would have expected to load. Let me see here. There we go. This is actually streaming from my NAS. Crazy. Like, guys, I'm actually, like, the video you're watching right now is literally streaming from my fucking NAS. Like, it's a marvelous wonder for me. I no longer have to like keep all of this shit on my computer locally, and the visual, the quality is pretty damn good. Like, this is what networking is supposed to be about, like ease of use, genuine ease of use. Let me see here. Fuck.
You see here.
All right. Ta-ta-ta. Mark says buy books. 100%. 100% got to buy some books. 100% got to buy some books. Mark says physical books will be banned. Yeah, guys, they're getting in. Like, this is an insane world. Can you imagine a world where they ban physical books? Oh, it's about guys. They definitely want to push the whole carbon thing. Like, books are dangerous. Books are bad for the environment. Can't own physical books. Mark says Tesla has a 5-year lifespan. Yeah, everything is this. It's all shit. I really don't see, guys. Like Elon's plan, because these robots, the average person is not going to be able to afford a robot, and robots are not, guys. Elon's plan with these robots is to basically replace people in the workforce. These robots are basically being built to replace the barista at Starbucks, to do menial labor jobs, to work the factories. That's what Elon's robots are for. He has robots, and he's like, everyone will be able to have their own personal robot. That doesn't make any fucking sense. We don't need robots. Okay? They're not, the robots that he's building are not efficient. What are they going to do? Go shop for us? They're inefficient. These robots are not capable of doing these things. All right? What they're actually being designed to do is to take the job of like dock workers, to take the job of people who work in retail, to stock. What they're gonna do is do things like stock shelves, okay, unload packages and boxes. This is the real gold. They're basically being designed to take to do menial labor and then scale up, do basic construction. Like, that's what they're really doing. That's what the real gold is, to completely replace us. And then he's telling us that we have like wondrous times are ahead. You've got to be fucking kidding me. The real unemployment rate is like 24%. Bill says, I have 3 main hobbies: books, wilderness survival exploration, and military studies and weapons. They take my books when I run out of. Yeah, I hear you, bro. The thing is, they're also trying to change things so that we won't even be able to access ammo, buy ammo, or anything anymore. It's crazy. Yeah, this is actual shit. Mark says Americans are not allowed to use routers made outside of the U.S. So, to my understanding, it's new routers made outside of the U.S. So it's not going to affect us immediately. So older routers will still function. You can still buy older routers. That's the positive thing. So it's not like a complete shitstorm yet, but like new routers is going to be a misery. Like, yeah, it's insane what they're doing. Mark says I live in the Philippines. Mark Freeman says I live in the Philippines just fine. Let me see here. Mark Freeman. Mark Freeman. Hold on a second. YouTube, where are you? Holy shit. Guys, voice dropped to 50. He says, hey man, had to get a new credit card to avoid a scam. Back in business. Shout out to Voice. Voice 552 dropped to 50. That's what's up. Let me see if I can see if we can get a screenshot of that. See if we can get a screenshot of that. Try to do an Australian accent for y'all. There we go. Yeah, there's a super. Hey man, had to get a new credit card to avoid a scam. Back in business. Really appreciate that, bro. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that 50. Thank you so much for that. Let me see here. Oh my gosh. Mark says, been out of America for 3 years, never going back. Is that MK Fitness? MK Mobile Gaming? Let me check over to YouTube. Let me see here. Look at some of these comments. Let me go. Let's go back to reading the comments on Rumble. Well, let me see here. Good idea. Most social media platforms really suck right now. Bill says, I'm expecting an EMP in 8 to 24 months. Damn, bro. Darnell says, I'm seeing people on YouTube Shorts with these really old cars in which you have to make your own oil, like in Mad Max. That's pretty much where we're headed to at this point. Times Travel says, I hope I never meet a boomer in a dark alley. Oh, man. Darnell says, what about those old unbreakable Nokia phones like that gray one? Man, those old phones were so sick. Bill says, my cousin is a Disney adult and a government bureaucrat. He ticks off a lot of boxes. Monkey says, hey, angry guy and everyone else. Hope all is good. What's up, bro? I know Boncoin. Emperor says, I bought $25 worth of crypto today, some Boncoin. That's what's up. I like this comment from Neutral. He says, you can be happy with just a Raspberry knockoff like a Radix Rock. Your terabyte store media filled with what you like and a bunch of emulators compiled for ARM. We really don't need cloud services. 100, no, absolutely correct. Absolutely, we do not need cloud services. And like I said, my NAS is not cloud. It's local storage. Local storage that basically gives me my own local cloud storage. It replaces cloud storage. We don't need that shit. We do not need it. Like fucking Game Pass, these idiots. Keo says, all you need is a Snapdragon 8 Gen 5. You can play games literally on your phone. Bill May says Christian strip club is only a matter of time. Guys, 1,000, like I did a video recently, 1,000 women showed up to a Christian singles event and like only 10 to 30 men showed up. 1,000 single women. 1,000. You have the pastor shaming men in the church, saying that there's a bunch of these men holding their Bibles now, but they don't want to step up. He's calling them like pathetic wimps. I told you guys, the pastor, pastor is just another form of pimp. Church lady is just another form of 304. Church is just another form of the state. Okay? That is not a house of God. That's a house of Satan. The devil is preaching. The devil is preaching from the podium while also sitting in the front. I told y'all, remember Uncle Angry told you to stay out of the church for years. I've preached to you, told you to stay out of the church. I said there is no God in the church, and you know you have no business in the church. Y'all know God is in there. You're only going there for, the only reason why most of you are going there is for entertainment and community. And I said, stay out of the church. I can't tell you what to do, but stay out of the fucking church. And now look at it for yourselves. I told you. I warned you, stay out of the fucking church. Let me see here. Wow. It looks like I actually caught up on all the, as insane as it sounds. Sigma says, what's up, my angry boys? Yeah, man, I come from the 80s. I did not like losing CDs or DVDs because of Scratch, but because of Scratch, but I also don't know how when it's all online. They can ban or not. Not let you play. Yeah, it's I'm ready to go back to DVDs. Sick of this shit. Mark says, yeah, internet is getting boring. Literal ass is literal ass. Chubby says Church of Red Pill. Yep, you guys remember. I remember the Sim Pastor Angry used to show us the guy in the flannel shirt. Yeah, he was there condemning men for walking away. He's saying that you shouldn't be asking what a woman can do. You shouldn't be complaining. You should be asking yourself. You should find a woman and serve her, and you should sacrifice. And your legacy will be a legacy of sacrifice. That's your reward that you'll get from God. Your legacy, a legacy of sacrifice. You've got to be find a woman and ask yourself, how can you serve her better? How can you make her life better? Like, holy fuck. All right. Let's see here. Well, anyway. I think this entire Tomb Raider collection is also over on GOG. I think it has on GOG too. Chubby says, is dark web boring? The dark web is interesting. The dark web is basically the section of the web that you're not able to access, that you need special software to access, but it's not really boring. It's not really boring. It's like there's a lot of shit. It's interesting. It's interesting. I think that's where we're all headed. I don't even know. Like this, what the evil that's going on in this world right now is just fucking insane. Literally fucking insane. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I tell you guys, this fucking world is pretty much at the point right now where most people don't even want to deal with this shit anymore. Like I said, my goal is just like I've gotten so far. I've gotten much further than I thought I would ever get, was possible. Like I've guys like literally, I go to my emails, right, my email address right now, and like there's no ads, nothing. Like barely anything gets through. Barely anything gets through. No new spam, none of that shit. All right, it's incredible. Like I do have a spam folder, but like aside from the spam folder, like nothing is getting through. Almost nothing is getting through my inbox anymore. If anything does get through, I unsubscribe immediately. I've done a great job on all of my different email accounts. Like I literally just said, fuck it. I didn't think it was going to be possible, and it worked out. I'm telling you, done with this shit. Bill says, I remember old school Tomb Raider when she had a old school Baywatch body. Those were the days. Those were the days. Let me see here. Oh man. Guys, have a good time. Did you guys have a good stream? Did you enjoy yourselves? I think you guys enjoyed yourselves. Think you enjoyed yourselves, guys. I think you had fun. Right? Think you kids had fun. But anyway, so yeah. Let me see here. Charles Martel. Anyway, guys, people are leaving the internet. It's whack. And they have every reason. I am going to probably go grab a meal, get something to eat, and chill. This was so much fun. I don't really want to go, but I don't really want to go. I feel a bit more energized. I feel better, but fuck it. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Again, Ashley, thanks for your help, man. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.
Nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.